Come on, knock on our door. We are brushing with you. What's going on, guys? Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Let's make a quick little adjustment. Oh, there it is. Okay, the audio's working. What about these? Tell me lies, doing okay over here. What's going on, everybody? Kill that. We'll kill that. We got Just Brewing in the house. Hope everyone's good. This is Late Night Talk with CH. What's up, Gerard? Jorge Castro, what's going on, everybody? Happy Hump Day. What's up, Jay Reynolds? What's up, Paul? What's up? What's going on, everybody? We're doing a flash stream tonight with Just Brewing and Clawhammer because I'm taking off early Thursday morning. What up, Bronny? What's going on, man? Jeremy Bruce. Hope everyone's doing well. Austin, what's going on? Rubio, cheers, everybody. Let us know what you guys are drinking, what's in your fermenters. And tonight's the night. Just is setting up right now. But in the meantime, I'm drinking one of my Lutra Kvike West Coast IPAs. I did a split batch. How did everything wrap up after the stream last week? Yeah. We'll talk about that in a second here. But, yeah, I did some day drinking. I'll just talk about it right now. Yeah, shout out to Camille. Really quick shout out to all the brew tubers this week. There's a lot of good content. Just had a double IPA video. Nikita, you guys know that channel. Hellbrew's put out a video. Homebrew Challenge, as always. Genus Peter, they put out a video. Proud of them. Welcome to see them back. What's going on? Zach Pearson, how are you, Braj? Happy Tuesday. Holidays are finally coming down to an end, and we can go back to not drinking as much. But, yeah, last week was kind of crazy. And big shout out to Camille. I went full Johnny Depp. I went full Paul Giamatti. I went out Tuesday the night before, went out with a girl, spent a bunch of money. Spent like $200 on bowling and drinks. She took off on me. She got too drunk and just took off. I woke up hungover and I didn't get a video out in time for that Wednesday at noon. So I was kind of in a bad mood and I just was like, I'm just going to go to Booze Brothers and start day drinking. And I went over there and it's never just one over there. They never let me even have just one over there. It's like the exact opposite of a haunted house, man. No one leaves here sober. And I woke up, when you wake up and you crack a beer and you're kind of back to where you were the night before. That's what happened. And I talked to Camille and she came over and we did it. And that's what I never want to do ever again. I don't want to start these things drunk or do day drinking and then go on here because it's very dangerous waters. My dad was hitting me up, telling me I was blowing it. But I've got rules and I broke them. You got to have rules when you're drinking these days. What's going on, Brian? Hellbrew's video was awesome. Yeah, that's cool. You acknowledge that. And I got Just in the waiting room right here. We've got a link to Just's channel in the description of this video. It costs you guys nothing to subscribe, and it means the world to him. It means the world to us, and it keeps people brewing beer and putting out content, which ultimately inspires me and keeps homebrewing going, man. Park it on your chin. Hellas Lager. Right on, man. Rubio, dude, well, if you haven't seen 2.5 Pints brewing videos, you're missing out. I think I have seen those. Currently at a hockey game. Right on, Richard T, man. Cheers. Ronnie Rasmussen. Is that the Barrage? Did he change his name? Whatever happened to Rasmus? I don't know. We'll work on that. Without further ado, though, we got some stuff we got to talk about tonight. I want to give a big little shout out to Todd from Northern Brewers, sending me some cool badass socks. They're in my car. I kind of biffed that one. We got, I guess, Monster Energy just made a big move. They bought a ton of beer. They bought a Canarchy Craft Brewing and Collective. Somebody asked me whatever happened to Ballast Point. What not to buy. Biggest regret, buyer's remorse in the homebrewing world. And let's go and get nope, not him. Let's go and get Justin here. Yeah, I'm still kind of licking my wounds from last Wednesday. I saw Trent over the weekend. He came down. He's house looking, lease looking, and we were kind of having some laughs. But yeah, the 20s are over, man. The 30s are here. The 40s are almost here. Let me go ahead and get just 1 second, guys. But that was cool for Camille to do it on the fly. I know there's not too many girls in the homebrewing industry, the craft beer industry. Well, there's girls in the craft beer industry, but there's not too many homebrewers. And it's just cool to get, some diversity on here. I think that was the first girls who ever came on. Don't quote me on that. All right, we got Just right here. You guys need to help us figure out where to go. Just, I'm pulling you in, Barrage. There he is. All right.
You able to see me?
I can hear you. I can hear you, Barrage. What's going on? Let me go this way. Let me go that way.
Let me see.
Let me see here. Yeah, you're good. I got you. Okay, let me pull in my window capture. Looking good, brother. You ready for this trip?
Oh, I'm super ready. I cannot wait.
I know. It's going to be so much fun.
Wow, is that better? Is that any better?
No,
Probably not, I guess.
I got you. No, don't. Let's go to, that's window capture. We're going to go to, sorry, guys. We're going to go to just Discord. There it is. There he is. How are you, Braj?
I'm doing pretty good, actually, man. I got a nice brew in today.
You brewed today?
Yeah, I did. I brewed. Hold on. Hopefully this helps. I brewed a
yeah, we're good.
A Mexican lager today.
Nice.
It's one that I've brewed before. It's actually the same recipe that I uploaded recently. Let me get this a little closer to me. But I uploaded the video on the Mexican lager recently. It was grain to glass.
Nice.
And I followed the same recipe, except I added a little bit more corn and more hops as well. So
right on, brother. Good job in your last video too. What was the yeast that you used in that? I was just thinking about that. What was the Imperial IPA yeast?
That was it was a double IPA yeast. Let me tell you for sure here in a sec.
OLP, Imperial.
I will tell. Actually, hold on. Let me look at my other.
Somebody pull it up for us. All right, we're chilling here, man. Jorge Castro is here. Rasmus, last name Ellegard. That's exactly right. Last
Omega.
Wednesday was a trip. Great times. Yeah, glad I just woke up at 3 a.m. With the lights on, watching The Sopranos. But I didn't drive. Omega, Jorge Castro is on top of it.
OYL is 052.
OYL, yeah. Good job on that video. And for those who do not know, this is Just from Just Brewing. We got 35 people here in the chat right now. We're doing a quick little flash stream. Usually we do this Wednesday nights at 6 o'clock. Today we're doing it Tuesday night, 5:30 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We're going to Asheville. You're flying in Friday morning. I'll be there Thursday night, right?
Yep. Yeah. I should be getting there 9 a.m. I believe. My flight leaves at like 6.
Damn. How far are you from your airport?
I am very close. I live like 10 minutes away from the airport. Maybe 10.
You're talking Houston or Dallas Fort Worth?
I live in Austin, so
I knew that.
Right, I live near the Austin airport.
I get Houston
Austin
and
Bergstrom.
Got it. Cool. Yeah. So I talked to Kyle today. Hopefully he can get on here before we wrap this up. But I'm gonna go in there Thursday night. He's gonna pick me up from the airport, and then we're gonna start doing a Clawhammer Brew Day Friday. He's gonna have one of your guys pick you up. He's got like more employees than I thought, and we're gonna jump into that. And then Saturday we're just gonna hit the town and just get as much. I mean, do you want to go to like Sierra Nevada or New Belgium, or do you want to hit like the mom and pops? Because you can only realistically hit so many.
I'd be down to do a little bit of both, to be honest. I mean, I definitely want to check out New Belgium. I mean, I definitely want to see the big breweries. As far as I told you about the blind taste test I want to do. I'm kind of up in the air on where, mostly because I don't know what their schedule is like. I don't know if we want to make it like a blind taste test for everyone, because I don't think any of you guys have done. At least I haven't watched a video.
I'm down for whatever, bro. Oh, dude, I haven't been on vacation in 3 years. I haven't been on a plane in 3 years. I'm down for whatever, man. You guys want to have a sleeping bag fight or a pillow fight or streak in the dark? I'm down. But yeah, I was looking at a lot of videos on top places to eat and drink in Asheville. A lot of people like going to the Sierra Nevada one because it's newer. It's huge. It's 3 stories. I think it's bigger than the main one in Chico, or at least it was when I was there 20 years ago, 18 years ago. But no, I'm down. I looked at, I was trying to kind of piece together. I watched, 5 or 6 different vlogs and try to recognize the same stuff. Because if people are going to the same breweries, that means that I would vouch for it even more. I don't know. Maybe that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. But there was a brewery called Wicked Weed. Have you heard of that one? Or have you seen that one on your radar?
No, I haven't heard of it.
Wicked Weed Asheville. And if anybody's got anything in the chat, let us know. If anybody's got any recommendations. Wicked Weed Brewing Pub. That'd be a good YouTube channel, man. Like to start, like you're just going to do a travel channel, but you're only going to hit breweries that, I don't know, make certain 7 barrel systems or less, or 15,000 barrels or less a year or something. I don't know. It's all good.
Yeah, I definitely want to do a little bit. I definitely want to see the big beers.
Oh, this place looks cool. This place looks cool. All right.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm down for whatever though. I'm not gonna go in with too much of a game plan because I have no problem stumbling into places. Like I'm not afraid to just like waltz into a place. So. Yeah,
nah, man, we're gonna eat good. We're gonna drink good. I got that money saved up from Garrett Hunt too. So did you ever get a hold of him?
Could never. I don't have a. Yeah. Follow me. Couldn't find him in my subscriber list either.
Yeah.
So
let me pull up
I don't really. I'm hoping he's gonna show up because I'm trying not to finish off that keg. I don't know when it's gonna kick, but it's probably gonna kick within the next couple of weeks. And I'm afraid of just bottling it off because I don't want it to just go flat, sitting somewhere.
Oh, I know.
So, and that had I bottled some like I was originally planning on, this wouldn't be a problem. I could store off the bottles and everything would have been fine. But I ran into a small issue in trying to bottle the last like couple batches.
What was up with that?
What's up?
What was the issue?
Really, I just didn't have time. I brewed a few beers, so I did the chocolate porter. I did a chocolate porter,
nice.
A black IPA, and the imperial IPA, all within a couple weeks.
Nice.
Videos on the other 2, coming soon. But I planned on bottling at least all 3, a couple, like a 6-pack or 2 of each one. I try to do that from time to time. But I just ran out of time. I got a little lazy, and I was like, "Oh, you know what? I'll just keg them all at the same time. I'll bottle it all."
That's smart. I like that a lot. I'm gonna steal that, so you don't have to, bottle 5-gallon batches. Just do a split batch.
Yeah, only bottle off. I'll maybe bottle off a gallon. I've got a kind of a hack to share with you, if anything.
Share it.
But I will get it into the keg, so I will transfer out of the fermenter into the keg.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna clear, I will clear as well. I'll make sure to put some biofine in the sanitized purge keg. Transfer on top of it. I'll set it to like 2 psi, purge the headspace, and let it sit on 1 or 2 pounds for like 3 days so that biofine can do its work.
Yep.
Clear it up. And then after that, I will hook up essentially it's a bottling wand onto some tubing going to a liquid disconnect.
Okay.
So after I've pulled the first few pints, getting like when it's clear.
Homebrew for Life approved, Braj.
Huh?
Very Homebrew for Life approved. This is
Yeah, very. I like it is a little very DIY. It's just I just had this idea one day. I was like, you know what? I've got a bottling wand and some hose.
What up, Chris?
Why can't I like hook up the 2 and just do like a low pressure?
There you go.
Transfer out of the keg, and it worked great. It works great.
Right. I love it, man.
I use carbonation drops as well. So I'll just have 1 in each bottle and just just bottle like you always do. Just go through in each one. In between kegs, you could just take it off, sanitize it again, clean it, sanitize it,
yep,
and then just hop it onto the other keg. Then same thing, bottle. Just only like 12. I probably won't bottle more than 12 just because that just takes too much time.
My thing about bottling, when I do bottle, I do have the nice bottles. It's the ones where you pop the tops off and they stay on. It's like the I forget what it's called. Yeah, sometimes they sell them to go. I think they sell them as like Stone will do them. I think they're 32 ounces. They're long. I'll go get one the next time I grab it. Yeah, something like that. Do you worry about getting those back? I think that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Do you worry about getting those back?
My homebrew store, but probably.
They're expensive.
They can be for sure. If you're buying, I bought like a case, like a full case.
Gross, yeah.
I bottled some homebrew and some.
Yeah, Brian.
So I still have some that are like, these are all clean and empty, but I probably have like 16. Actually, I bought 2 cases. and I probably have like 20, maybe 22 in it, all just aging a Belgian quad.
Yeah. Right on. All right, we got it going, man. Shout out to everyone who's here. We got 41 people right now. This is Just Brewing. We're going to see how much love you get tonight or tomorrow. This one will stay up, I promise you. I'm not going to go full Johnny Damon tonight. You have 751 subscribers right now. It is 5:38 Pacific Standard Time. If we can get you over 800 in the morning, we are going to live like kings all weekend, Braj.
Definitely. And we're
going to live like kings no matter what. Yeah.
Of course, waking up to 800 or, getting to 800 would be super cool. I've been watching I've been doing a little more I've been doing closer analytics, I guess. Like I've been keeping an eye on my analytics a little bit more than I typically do.
Your last video was your best video, by the way. Sorry to interrupt, but that was and same with Gnome Brewing. Gnome Brewing's last video, I could significantly tell that the production.
I'm trying to find the balance between like what I want to upload, what I'm willing to sit and edit, and the balance of still appeasing, the algorithm, trying to get things that I think people will watch, naming it the way I think it will be searched for. So it's really I've been kind of like trying to do better about appeasing the algorithm and, the YouTube gods.
Yeah. And the way I look at it is that I can do a grain to glass video in about 8 or 9 minutes. This video, because I'm going to shoot a lot of content when we're out this week. And I told Kyle, I was like, hey, as soon as you pick me up from the airport, I'm going to have the camera in your face. He's like, that's cool. And I was like, okay, like, people that are brew tubers or, I don't know, in broadcasting or any form of production, audio, video, radio, are a little bit more comfortable. He's like, nah, man, like live your life. So I'm going to shoot a little bit longer of a video because I'm probably not going to do like a 10-minute part one or 10 minute part one, 10-minute part two. Right. I'm just going to do like a solid 14. But it's 8 minutes is the nut. You want to be at 8 minutes because you get 2 ads, you get more money, your CPM, whatever. But it's like if I could just do a 5-minute video on like quick tips or a 3-minute video, like I'm going to go for that. Or like, hey, if I'm going to I did a short video. It was like foamy beer, how to deal with foamy beer. It's like, could I talk about that for 20 minutes? Yeah. Is that just kind of being a ad whore? Of course. They don't need to see 4 ads that. So then it's just like quick short. So I don't know how many, I don't think you do shorts, but we just talked about with your bottling setup. I think that'd be a great short.
Yeah, there's a couple ideas that I have for shorts. I don't know if I can do them yet. Can I do them yet?
I don't know.
I thought it was a 1,000 subscriber thing.
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know.
I can find out. I mean, if I can, I will, because there's another one that I have an idea about. I already forgot. Oh yeah.
You're getting some subs, bro. You're getting some subs.
A 30-second like how to brew beer. Like I really want to eventually get a like how to brew beer out. And I was kind of thinking about something like that. I don't know. I haven't bothered trying to do any shorts or anything like that yet. So I guess I'm just behind on that. I do think at least there was one moment where I wanted to, but I couldn't yet because my channel wasn't quite there. But maybe it's like 500 subscribers or something.
Here's what I do. Here's a hack on how to do shorts, because you'll see on your phone whether you have like, because you can see from your YouTube app, like, can you go live? Can you do a post? Can you unlock social media? Can you do a short? I don't have that because I don't have a smartphone. So what I do is I just film everything vertical from my DSLR, and when I pull it into Final Cut Pro, I change the dimensions from 1920 1080 to vice versa, 1080 by 1920. So it gives you that vertical iPhone vibe. Yeah. And then I keep the video under 59 seconds, and then you do hashtag shorts at the end of it, and then do hashtag shorts in the description, and it works as a shorts. Oh, that's it? Yeah, like YouTube reads my analytics where it's like, if I don't do a short, when you upload a video, it's like, how's your top video doing versus your last 10?
Yeah.
If I do a video under 59 seconds and I do hashtag shorts, it'll be like, how'd your video do to your last shorts? It recognizes that, and I don't even have the phone. I don't even have the phone set up. So I'm not telling you that I don't know, but that's what I do.
I mean, I'll need to make sure if I can do them, I will get to uploading them, because I do think that's another way to
watch them all day, man.
Get a video out,
Yeah.
I want to get to better about uploading regularly.
Yeah.
That's a little tough sometimes. But I think a short, you can, in one day record 5 and just wait until, and that's like a rainy day fund, essentially.
It's a TikTok. You don't need to see a 20-minute video on how to fasten hose clamps. Boom, we got it.
I'm this close to creating a Just Brewing TikTok as well. I've been
talk to Elementary Brian. He's got some viral videos on there.
I'll have to look him up. I didn't even know he was on there.
I didn't know anybody's on there. I've already got too many things going on, man. But you're getting some love in the chat. Big shout out to Jack Martino, subscribe. Mildly Cool Dad, much love. Derek Betts. Derek Batts. Derek Batts, what's going on, man? Shout out to everyone who's here right now. We got Yeast and the Beast in here. Braj check. What's up, Yeast? Good job on that video today, man.
Wow.
He's got a cool video you guys want to check out, especially if you're getting into competitions and stuff like that. Talking about the balance of your homebrew. Ryan Cook, when you come to North Carolina, might need to trek to Asheville for an NBC. I'm coming in Thursday night, and Just is coming in. If your flight leaves at 6 o'clock, you're going to be in at like 10?
I'm pretty sure it's like 9 a.m. I'm double checking right now. Actually, no, it's yeah. My flight should be landing at 8:50.
Are you flying into Asheville or are you flying into Charlotte?
Into Asheville.
Oh, you scored, man. I got to go to Charlotte first.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. And the tickets were cheap. They were like 60, 70 bucks.
I thought my ticket was cheap, but it was like $400. But hey, this trip's long overdue. Money's not a thing for this weekend. And big shout out to Garrett Hunt. Big shout out to Garrett Hunt. Barrett Hunt.
Yeah, and the other people that donated as well.
At the end, and the people from last week. I always have them written down, man. Thank you for last week's Super Chatters. Really quick, it was Theron, ChrisRadi ×2, ClaytonGarred, Gnome, Antonio, Bodines Brews ×2, Jesse Montalvo, Sloppy, Donkey, Blank, Brewing, Brian Brewing BBQ, and then I didn't even know we had a monthly Super Chatter thing set up, and that's Zurazzansi, 4 months. Theron, 2 months. Brian BBQ, 2 months as well, man. Much love. Again, I'm sorry for last Wednesday. I went against my own rules. I did a bunch of day drinking. I have rules at this stage. Just will see them. You're not going to see me drink a 7% beer until it's 4 o'clock p.m. And typically, I'm done drinking at 10 o'clock, unless it's the happy hour, because then we're not going anywhere. But, yeah, I broke my rules last Wednesday. It sounds like everybody had a good time. The only person that's embarrassed or is living in shame is me. So that's good, man. And Ryan Cook just subscribed to Just as well. So what did you start with? 751. Let's pull you up now, Braj. Let's go to
57, I think is what I'm seeing. I don't know if it's all that up to date, but
let me pull you up. We have a link to his channel in the description below.
Channel there.
All right, you got 6 subscribers since the last 5 minutes.
I'm gonna be the smallest channel at this collab, and it's very surreal, very surreal.
Oh, don't trip about that, Braj. And hey, big shout out to Kyle, man. Huge shout out to Kyle. Last week was amazing. Yeah, my girlfriend Camille has a very high tolerance. She's badass. Why are there ads showing up?
Okay. Is there an ad on the live stream right now?
Girlfriend Camille. There's an ad. Okay, we're good. I reloaded it. I reloaded the page to see how many
gotcha.
How many subscribers you had, and then when it came back, it shot me an ad. All good though. What's up, Noel? What's up, Stimpy J Cat? Stimpy J Cat in the house. Hooligan67, never apologize, Barrage. Last week was epic, and everyone enjoyed the shit out of it. What happened? Camille hit it out of the park. I remember talking about being stoned at a concert or something. Just, your channel is about to explode. Just, I got some questions. What are your drinking rules besides drink a ton of water to prevent a hangover? Burial.
Let me think. I guess it depends.
Do you take shots?
I'm not necessarily one to say, people can't do something. Like you're a grown ass man. I'm not going to tell you what you should and shouldn't do.
No,
but
that's on me.
To a degree, right? Like if you, if at some point, I don't know, I probably would, leave you be. No.
But I mean, like, do you take shots?
Drinking rules. I mean, of course, the usual, like don't mix too much. Like, if you're gonna be drinking a bunch of beer, maybe don't take a bunch of shots. I mean,
beer before liquor.
Yeah. I mean,
never been
I would
sicker.
say, that kind. I'm not gonna like box myself in or anything like that.
All right,
to a degree. Right?
You're 10 years younger than me.
I've done day drinking before. I've been, I've woken up and had drinks and went to bed, top to bottom drinking all day, while on my honeymoon and stuff like that.
That's a honeymoon.
Yeah, like it kind of depends, but Nothing like, nothing before, 4 p.m. or anything like that, because I can't guarantee I won't have a beer before 4 p.m. Depending on the situation or what's going on.
Double IPA, 9 a.m. tea time. Would you do it?
Okay, yeah, I guess that's that. Okay, then yeah.
Dangerous waters for me,
man.
man.
You with that rule. Nothing too strong too soon.
No, and again,
if it's like dinner, I don't mind having like a strong beer up front. Like we
had
a New Year's get together. I started off with the Imperial IPA all night. I started, the first like 2 beers was the IPA, the Imperial at least, and then from there I went down in ABV. I would never, you can't.
It's good, man.
That's how you get yourself hurt, is sticking to one, like that 9%er, and just be drinking that all day.
Yeah, yep. Especially when you get dumped. I went full Paul Giamatti, man. Have you seen Sideways?
Have I seen Sideways? No, but the name Paul Giamatti sounds very familiar.
He was in Private Parts. He was Pig Vomit. He's kind of a tough guy to look at, but he's a brilliant actor. But there's a scene in Sideways where he's just striking out with girls, and he's just like, fuck it, I'm going to get drunk. I'm just going to go for blood. Grabs the bottle of, I think it's the barrel that people spit their wine into, and starts chugging the whole thing.
Oh, my.
Drunk dialing everybody. I didn't go that bad, but maybe I did. I don't know. But yeah, that's getting day drink drunk when you're getting no satisfaction from girls at this age is embarrassing. But that was it. It's not going to happen again. Just, we're going to have a good weekend. I'm going to drink double IPAs with you, but here's how it's going to work. They are going to be in flight form, brother. Or after, in the evening, I might commit to a pint. But I broke my rule. Everyone had a good time except me. I lived in shame for these last 4 or 5 days. But it's not going to happen tonight. So we're chilling. We got a lot of love right now. Just, I see everyone's subscribing to your channel, man. We might hit 800 tonight. That'd be cool.
I'm just happy to be here. I'm
just glad to be here. Should we do? Let's do a mandatory beer chug, but I'm gonna get a super light beer from my fridge. I'll be right back. Can you hold it down?
I can finish this one off. Yeah, I'll hold it down.
Don't take off like Chip. I'll be right back.
All right. So first, I want to say thanks to everybody. Showing support. The support makes it much easier to be able to come on to shows like this, to continue uploading videos. So your support makes it much, much easier. So it's never fallen on deaf ears. Definitely, yeah. Big shout out to everybody, not just me, not just people like me, but you too. It's people like you guys that push the community and the industry. But don't, thank you as well. Thank you as well. And other brew tubers, if you're out there, make sure to drop your links as well. Don't let me be the only one getting love. Yeast and the Beast. If you're not subscribed to Yeast, definitely subscribe to him. We got a few brew tubers in here.
What up, Jesse?
Who else we have in here?
Love the channel, Jess.
My favorite style to brew. What's my favorite style to brew?
Hazies.
I don't know. I mean, I love to drink hazies. Brewing them, I have yet to. My hazies are hit or miss. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I just love brewing. I'll brew just about any beer. Like there's no one style that I just super. I mean, I don't know. I think maybe darker beers. I do like porters and stouts. Now that I think about it, to answer your question,
this is the worst
when it comes to brewing the beer, I think porters and stouts are a little more complex than like a smash beer, like a smash IPA, for instance. Yeast is a little different when you go dark beers versus light beers, because usually you can see more yeast character out of certain styles of light beer. Dark beers don't always have yeast character, so I think you have to try that much harder to achieve certain flavors. So I really like brewing dark beers.
I'm drinking a Stella Artois right now. It's so disgusting. I'm biased. I hate this beer.
Stella. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
I'd rather have Mickey's right now. All I'm saying is
really?
Homebrew. Yeah. I did a blind taste contest. Yeah, everybody got it wrong.
Wow.
It's NBC beer. I learned like a nickel. Learned how to take a piss.
Yeast acid. It's me and my wife. It's just gonna be me. It's gonna be a solo trip.
Schwarzbier's
gonna be a boys trip. my wife was considering coming down, but since I've got like plans to be doing this kind of stuff, it may not make sense to drag her to do stuff on her own.
Hangover 4 Asheville. And the funny thing about this is that I don't know how much you've talked to Kyle off the social media stuff or on the phone, but I was like, okay, so what's going on with Asheville is our Airbnb, because Kyle and his wife have an Airbnb that they didn't book out this weekend, so me and Jess could come into town. So they're losing money off us, which I appreciate that. And he said he'd give us a car. I don't want to drive at all this weekend because everything's like 2 blocks away in Asheville. There's like less than 100,000 people. There's 3 million people in San Diego.
Yeah.
I'm like, can we walk to your Airbnb? Like, are we going to be close? Do we have to walk over? He's like, you guys are going to be beneath us. It's like the basement to my house. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. So we're doing the whole like Uncle Jesse, Uncle Joey full house thing this weekend. You know, I thought we were going to be a 5-minute Uber drive away or a 5-minute walk or something. But nah, man, we're going to be as close as close is, man. Hearing the footsteps upstairs.
That's all right. Hey, I'm just happy to be there.
Just happy to be here. And he said we could walk 2 blocks. It's this way. So I guess the place that they shoot Clawhammer Supply at, I'm stoked. To me, it's going to be like a museum.
Oh, for sure.
It's 2 blocks from there. And then 2 blocks from there is New Belgium. And 2 blocks from there is just everything else, man. So it's going to be rad. It's going to be super rad. Hooligan 67.
I can't wait. I've been watching Clawhammer videos for like a year now. So like being able to do that is being able to be there is crazy.
It's going to be rad. And he said Ross took Friday off work, so he's going to be with us.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think Ross is probably the most has the most personality, let's say.
I want to wrestle him. I want to see what happens. Should we do a poll? Who would win? Probably Ross.
Super chat.
We did get a super chat. Hooligan 67 has tipped $10. Give Emmett's beard a tug for me. I probably won't, but I'll tell him you said that, and I'm not going to wrestle Ross because my shoulder will dislocate. I don't know. Maybe we'll wrestle. I don't know. Edward 40 Hands with the Mickeys. Kevin Raby, what's up, man? Chef Pro, Mickeys with the big pull tab. Mastered the wiggle in high school. Quarters. That's a throwback. 763. What does that mean? Is that subs? You got? All right, man. Shit, man. Maybe you should be giving me the shout outs. Really? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, don't forget about the other brew tubers. It's not the only one in here.
That's his area code. Austin Maddox. Yeah, we're doing Tuesday night, man. Welcome to the underground of the underground.
Wow. Get over here.
This is Just Brewing for those who just got here. We're 30 minutes in. He's got a link in the description. He's a brew tuber, and we're going to Asheville this weekend. I'm going to be there Thursday night. He's going to be there Friday morning, and we are going to have a lot of fun. And no one's going to drive, or we're not doing like, you know, off-roading shit or anything. It's gonna be awesome. But heads up, a couple of people in the chat now have said check out Burial Brewing, and I did see that on some of the vlogs that I watched. Jorge Castro brought it up. Somebody else brought it up. Sorry if I can't remember who it is, but Wicked Weed and Burial. Wicked Weed and Burial. Joss, you there?
Yeah, I'm pouring a beer. Sorry, I was.
No, you're chilling. Burial's amazing. Ryan Cook.
What this beer was. I grabbed a few. I posted like last time, where I'm just going one at a time. Make sure to grab like 3 or 4 beers.
There you go. Hey, so ClaytonGarred, man, always be chill. That's exactly right, man. First rule of life is always be cheered. And if you're ever having a bad day, like I was, watch the show 1883 because it'll make you feel like every day's a vacation, because it's just a heavy show. It's just a really heavy show to see how people used to get around on wagon train from the East Coast to the West Coast. And that's a bad day. It's hard to have a bad day after you're watching 1883. But Just, we kind of talked about this yesterday, man. How much do you know about the whole Monster Energy acquisition?
I know a little bit about it. I know that Monster bought Canarchy Brewing Collective or Collection or something like that for $330 million.
Cash. I don't know why it would be cash. Maybe that's not accurate, but
I mean, they bought. What I read was that they bought it. As to how they did, I'm not entirely positive on that part, but It's a big move. It's a big move. I don't know what Monster, like fully what Monster's going to do. They're definitely going to come out with a hard seltzer, but are they going to step into actual beer? I hope they don't go and change things about the breweries that they just bought. Like, I hope that
Oscar
people
Blues.
yeah, I hope they don't change the breweries. Like, buying it is fine, but don't buy it and try to change what made it what it is, because Monster didn't do that, you know. Oscar Blues made it Oscar Blues. So I hope they didn't. I hope they don't try to change, change who they are or the marketing or what have you.
Change
just
means
because Monster's involved.
cut corners. Cash probably just means no shares, just cash. Jorge Castro, yeah. With that, it was Cigar City. We talked a lot about Tampa Bay breweries, and people recommend that one the most. Oscar Blues, Deep Ellum, I don't know that one. Perrin Brewing, Squatters, and Wasatch. I don't know, but the big one to me is Oscar Blues, just because I see Dale's Pale Ale everywhere. That's a big brand. And hopefully they know what they're doing, because as we know, this doesn't work out well for a lot of brands. Like, it didn't work out well for Constellation.
Yeah.
Constellation's like, I don't even know where Ballast Point is right now. Constellation bought Ballast Point in 2015 for $1 billion, and they clearly lost. They clearly lost in that. They bought for way too high. The old owners from Ballast Point sold for $1 billion. They won, and then they took off and started their own distillery called Cutwater, and then which I think they sold out to Budweiser, AB InBev, and now Ballast Point is with a Chicago company, something like Convicts and Kings, or Kings and Convicts, and they bought Ballast Point for an undisclosed amount. I think that sounds bad. If it was a big number, I think a lot of people would know about it. So at the end of the day, Constellation bought very high and they sold very low. So we'll see how this works out for Monster. It's just one of those things where I don't know. Time will tell. Do you care if a brewery sells out, or are you a fan of any of those brands that they bought? And if so, will you still continue to buy them? Or if they hypothetically were a brand that you liked, would you care?
I do like Deep Ellum. Deep Ellum is a Dallas-based brewery. Well, technically, it's in Deep Ellum, which is right outside of Dallas, Texas. I've been to the brewery. I've had quite a bit of they've got one very popular one. Dallas Blonde. It's one of my wife's favorite beers. And I will probably continue drinking from the brewery. As far as am I a fan of when these buyouts happen? I would say, generally speaking, yes, I am a fan of it. I think to a degree, right? In this case, it was bought. Monster bought Canarchy, and it was Canarchy that bought the other breweries. So that part is a little too, I don't know, very poach-y. I think it could have just been, we're going to just try to buy up the thing because, it looks like it's making money, opposed to like buying it because they want to make it better, or like, they want to put their own spin on it. I don't know. So I guess it depends on the reason as to why they're buying it. But yeah, I think generally speaking, it's a good thing, because it will give people at, for instance, Deep Ellum Brewing Company more money, and money means you can actually spend more on ideas, and ideas is what you put into your glass.
It's your resource.
So I think generally, yes, I am a fan, so long as they're buying it because they want to either keep it to ensure it's going to continue how it is, or to try to make it better in the right ways. I don't want you to try to make it better by cleaning house and then bringing in all these executives that have never brewed beer, or couldn't tell you anything about how it's made or anything like that.
Just money guys, not beer guys.
Yeah,
and Jorge Castro's right. You can't let one. It didn't work for Constellation, but I feel like it always works out for AB InBev. It always works out for Budweiser, except when they're trying to buy Northern Brewer. Too soon. Jorge Castro. Wicked Weed is also AB InBev, and it looks like that worked out well. Wicked Weed, that small place got bought out. Wicked Weed slowed on putting out their original funky stuff, though, after the acquisition. That's what we're talking about. People changing it up. If they lose that mom and pop vibe, the diehards, the regulars, like when Ballast Point first sold out. Ballast Point was a trip. because the way the Ballast Point started was in the early 90s, call it 92, 93. It was in the back of a homebrew store. It was called Homebrew Mart. So you had a homebrew store that birthed one of the biggest beer brands ever. Not ever in the world, but, you know, as of the top 2, 3 in California. So you have a lot of diehards in specifically in, you know, San Diego, but specifically downtown, Point Loma, North Park, South Park, all of, you know, all the way down to the border. And when they sold out, every mom and pop down there discontinued. Not everyone, but we'd go down there. We'd take the trolley down there, go to Coin Op, nobody sold Ballast Point anymore because they were like, nah, this was as San Diego as the day is long. You guys sold out. There's too many breweries. There's too many mom and pops we'd love to support. Hard no, get the F out of town. I'm not that diehard cutthroat, but there's people out there that are like that.
Right. I mean, definitely keep it in the family, right? I mean, that's why, like I said, I hope they do it right. I don't want them to just buy the mom and pop and then fire mom and pop. You know, like if it's still their vision, like then what does it matter where the money's going? I mean, ideally speaking, the money would be going back into the glass, and I would hope so. I obviously can't speak on any of that, but
I'm gonna go
I would hope so.
I'm gonna go buy that yacht, turn off my phone, and you guys the internet can be as angry as they want. I'm just gonna go live my life. You know, there's people like that in the business world. You know, so to each their own.
I could definitely see like selling out, essentially, quote unquote.
Tastes
I
pretty
would
good.
not mind being handed a check in order to stop, like, you know, to pass things on. No problem. You know, give me the right amount. For sure.
Chris Vodka is in the house tonight. Does he do any? Did you guys work with each other with any graphics, Jess, or do you have a different guy?
I don't actually have. I should probably do something about graphics.
Talk to Chris Vodka, man.
When it comes to my merch, that's stuff that I designed.
Oh, nice.
And it's like given as a feature from Streamlabs. And my logo was something I had the idea, but I didn't bring the idea to life. My brother brought the idea to life. It was kind of an idea that I had to have like a silhouette, and then eventually it came to, oh, what if the silhouette was of like a beer glass?
Mm-hmm.
And then we were like, and my hair is the foam, and it was.
I think it's a rad logo. I love your logo. It's on the thumbnail right now.
Yeah, it looks good on there. I like that. Yeah, looks
great, bro.
Yeah. I guess you do that stuff yourself too. What do you use Photoshop to do all your
for the
thumbnails and all that?
For the thumbnails, I do the thumbnails, but Chris Vodka does the graphics, and he did a cool one for me. I want to give him a quick shout out while he's in here. The whole 80s punk rock thing, Punk's Not Dead. I had the concept. I threw it to him. I think he got back to me, but I think the next morning we bounced a couple renditions off each other, and boom, it was exactly how I envisioned it. I just got to get it on a t-shirt right now, but I think that would be badass. Homebrewing Not Dead. We're small. We're small. People come and go, but we're not dead. We're not exterminated. And I don't know. I've just been watching a lot of CraigTube recently, and I think he's kind of freaked out with the way the world's going, and he's always like, just got to buy all your stuff now, because the homebrewers, we're always going to know how to make our table wine and our beers and stuff like that. And I'm not as freaked out as Craig is, but he's got a point to it. You know, if they make alcohol illegal or they shut everything down, it's like, hey, we can still make our hooch. Yeah. Elementary Brew Co. Punk rock changed our lives. Sublime. 40 Ounces to Freedom, first song. On the east side. Ryan Cook, it's just a mass-produced, and they stopped doing that much experimental stuff. Shout out to Elementary Brew Co. for rocking a Just Brewing t-shirt in his last video, man. That was cool. That was cool.
Yeah, and I made sure I bought his, and then I stopped. I went on. I won't call it a hiatus by any means, but I did not record for like 2 or 3 weeks right after I got the shirt. So I felt super, super bad that I hadn't like taken the time to record yet, because I told myself I'm gonna put his shirt on for my video, but I was like, when am I gonna record the video?
No, it's all good. Yeah, I was actually wearing it the other day. I've got animated.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna get you yours. I thought when I took the shirt,
the pocket
one that you want, the one that's
the
like,
single pocket
in the corner.
Yeah.
I was looking at. I thought that when you turned it off and like took it out of the store, that you could just like turn it back on. But that's not the case. So I have to like redesign it, and I tried, but I don't remember specifically what color it was, and it's a whole thing. So I'm trying to. I will probably end up just ordering one and like shipping it to you directly. Maybe I don't know.
Nah,
see.
man.
I was gonna
work
bring it
something
to
out.
you for this weekend.
Dude,
but
don't even
that
trip, Rush. Don't
end up, yeah,
even
but end up
trip. You don't go through Teespring? Who's your merchant service provider?
That's through Streamlabs. So with the Streamlabs like premium or whatever the hell it's called.
Okay.
It comes with a merch store. So really all I have to do is like put the image on a t-shirt where I want it, and whatever, and it, and I can essentially choose the price, at least the price I charge for it, and then go from there.
That's everybody. I've worked with t-shirt companies in the past, and they just want a vector image, and then they send it to you, and you send it to them, they send it back, you confirm, they sign off on it. It's really rad how it works nowadays.
Yeah, it's really simple. It makes it. I mean, for me, it's like super easy. I can once it's published and I put it in the store, you can, you go through, you can buy it. It gets sent directly to you. For me, I can do like bundles and stuff to where I can essentially do like one of everything in the store, at cost. And that's kind of cool. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I like it. But there are other things that I want to sell. Like I want to sell dog stuff too, man. Like I want to sell like dog bandanas and stuff like that. Like I would love to have like put like a Just Brewing like bandana on my dogs. I think that would be hilarious.
Get a little like Cub Scout setup type thing.
Yeah, I think it would be hilarious. But
cool.
I am limited to my current merch store. If I decide to sell things like glasses, right? I have pint glasses with my logo on it. I technically could sell those, but
you got to ship glass though.
I don't have an easy way to do it.
Shipping glass is the thing that keeps me up at night.
Yeah, it can be a little scary, but I definitely want to try to open my merch store a little. But if I try to open it more than just like shirts and hats and bags and cases or whatever, yeah, I would have to step out of Streamlabs, which is possible. It's just I don't want to manage two different ones, so I need to find, like, I could consider moving like all the way into Etsy or something like that. That way it's everything I could ever want to sell with my logo on it in one place. I want one store. I don't want, multiple.
You definitely don't want. I'll give you some advice right now. Less is more. I've tried that. I did the whole fanny pack thing. I did the whole everything coffee mugs.
Never doing that stuff.
The masks or T-shirts by far are the best thing to sell, and then hats. Sweatshirts are a far 3, and then everything else drops off significantly. Mm-hmm. So just giving you a heads up.
Right now it's only like shirts. I have like a face covering, and
I
like
sold
a mug.
one in a year.
I put it there mostly because of me, because I like the mug. But yeah,
live your life. Live your life. I'm just trying to. It's. I don't know.
No, t-shirts are definitely the biggest.
Without question. I had some girl stuff. I never sold one thing for girls. And that's kind of weird because unisex girls can wear, guys small t-shirts and stuff like that. I had a baby one piece at one time. Never sold it. I mean, you look at it. You're like, there's shower curtains and there's beach towels. It's like no one ever, unless you maybe had like 1 million subscribers or something. But at the end of the day, and on the other hand, I only buy t-shirts, maybe a couple decals. But here's something. You know what I did today? I signed up for my first membership. Do you follow Nikita's channel? He's the barrage out there in London.
No, but I heard you mentioning him earlier. How do you spell it? Can you put a link?
Yeah, good question. Nikita on Instagram. He's Nikita. So check this out. It's the first time I've ever done this. Okay, his channel, I think it's just Nikita as well. It's called Nikita Vorontsov.
And this is on Instagram, or it's a YouTube.
This is YouTube. I'm gonna put him in the channel right here.
Okay.
And I should have. So I signed up for his silver memberships. First one I've ever done. So it's $6 a month. I support his channel. I think he gets like 60 or 70% of it. And then I get a little loyalty badge by my comments. Let's go to his last video. His last video was D&D smoked beer. Let's give it a thumbs up really quick. And yeah, I got it. Yeah, so it should show on your end. Check it out. So scroll down to where my second Homebrew for Life comment is. And I've got a little like Zelda emblem thing there. It's cool, you know. I think
on the D&D smoked beer.
Yeah, so scroll down. You should see a little logo. I hope it just doesn't show up on my end because I'm gonna get out of that membership thing so fast it'll make his head spin. I'm kidding.
All right, you said I see a little thing. Does my badge show up?
Yeah, where it's got that little green S thing in between 4 hours.
I do see it.
Yeah,
it says new member.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a Twitch thing. So $6 a month, you know, and I think that the smaller channels need the most love to keep them going. And you set that up. I'm going to do this for every channel that's got under 1,000 subscribers. That's consistently putting out YouTube videos. Set it up. Don't make it be like $100 a month for a selfie or something.
Oh,
it's just a membership. It just lets people know that like these are the people that like are the members of your channel or something. I don't know. Homebrew for Life fleshlights. I already have that, bro.
I will for sure take a look at it. And if anything, you know me, I'll probably end up donating the proceeds, or if it'll probably either go to the recipes or just straight to charity.
There you go, brother.
99. That's all of my. I don't make any money off of my channel, but
not yet.
Set
up this membership thing. We got a question. Larry Ryba, sup, Rajas? Had to do a double take on Tuesday. Redbubble is pretty dope for print on demand, no inventory or shipping. Just upload art. But the seller cut is crap. That's Teespring as well. But thanks, Larry. Good looking out, Braj. Sunset Hound, what's up, man? What's going on, Josh? Good evening, late to the Tuesday night. I'll be out tomorrow for work. Homebrew for Life refurbished fleshlights. Scooby-Doo's thinking. He's got the brain beanie turned on tonight, man. Yeast in the Barrage, you have to turn on monetization. Yeah, maybe Yeast might know a little bit more than I do about this. Never had a bad new Anthem beer. We're writing that down. So we've got Barrel, we've got Wicked, and we've got New Anthem. Mm-hmm. But I do, if it comes down to New Belgium or Sierra Nevada, I would prefer Sierra Nevada because that's my OG bread and butter. And New Belgium's cool. New Belgium's super cool. But
I want to see it in person, of course. Like it seems like a super cool brewery to be inside of. I'm a big fan of their beer, so.
Yeah, and you're there till Monday, right?
Yes, I leave Monday morning.
Okay, so I'm going to be there till Sunday night. So we pretty much have all of Sunday to hit the town as well.
Nice.
All right, NBC or what?
I can do an NBC.
All right, here we go, Braj. You don't have to do it.
Just say it.
Did have a question though. How's your are you ripping it? How are you digging your claw hammer system?
I like it a lot, man.
Good.
It's really easy. It's just pressing buttons. You're just pressing buttons.
Good. So you've done two batches?
What's that?
2 batches so far?
3 now. So I just did my 3rd yesterday. Or today.
Nice.
Today. I just did my 3rd. The first was the Imperial IPA. I maxed that thing out. Boy, let me tell you, I maxed that thing out.
10-gallon kettle.
And the second one I did was a black IPA. That video is going up this week.
Nice.
And then I just did my 3rd today, which is the Motueka Mexican lager.
Right.
2.0.
With corn. Right on, man. I'm glad that's working out. So we're going to see it. You're going to be at the source. You're going to see what's going on behind headquarters.
Yeah, I want to see if like how I can use it better, or like maybe if there's something I can teach them, or if they can teach me. Like I just want to soak up everything. Feedback is
every brand's best way of getting free information, and that's why everybody wants you to fill out a survey and all that stuff. Yeast and the Beast, y'all talked about Oscar Blues selling to Monster. We did. We covered that, man. But this will not be taken down because we're not going to get saucy like last Wednesday. And this will be live in the morning. Ryan Cook, CH New Anthem is out of Wilmington, but they may do distro up in Asheville. Definitely worth checking out. Yeah, I got them written down right here. Wicked, Weed, Burial and New Anthem, man. Thank you, Ryan Cook. Sunset Hound, hit up Sierra Nevada and Asheville. We just talked about that. We definitely probably will. Clayton Garrard, I'm considering the Robo Brew Brewzilla because of half the cost of the Grainfather. Yeah. Good.
No, that seems like a good system too.
I have one. I've had them all.
Yeah,
I've had them
Brewzilla?
all. I've got the Mash and Boil. Is that different?
Gotcha.
I've got Mash and Boil, Anvil Foundry.
It is different, yes.
And I broke my buddy's grandfather. Mousetrap Brewing. I had issues with the temperature reading on the controller being off from what actually is. Make sure you use an external temperature gauge to see what you're at. That's what system you're talking about, but that's every electric system
generally speaking. I have that problem on my Mash and Boil.
Yeah.
And I can't really tell. The Clawhammer system is pretty it's calibrated really well. It's calibrated really, really well. I made sure. Speak of the devil.
What system are we talking about, though?
I'm right now just talking about the Clawhammer system. As far as Mousetrap, I'm not really sure specifically which system that is.
But
they switched from the Brewzilla to the Clawhammer. Okay, yes. I imagine he's talking about the Brewzilla system being off, which is very common, very, very common.
Are Brewzilla and Mash and Boil the same, or are they different?
They are very similar. I think they're branded differently, but they may be almost the exact same system. They look very similar, though.
Got it. Clawhammer in the house. What's going on, brother? Kyle, can we get you on? You ready, Brush? Let us know, man. But yeah, when I was using my Mash and Boil. Why is it called? Why is it called two things? It's called Mash and Boil, then something else.
Well, it's called the Brewer's Edge Mash and Boil. Brewer's
Edge Mash and Boil. Got it. But yeah, I had to put my external or an Anvil or an Inkbird in there because it was like 15 degrees off. So it's a good point. It's never going to hurt. You know, it's the good thing about Inkbirds is it's just got a little thermometer. It just slides in there in the grain basket. It's not like this big clunky thing. So it's cool. I think Brewzilla is from Canada. What's the one from Australia? What's the electric system from Australia?
I don't know. I'm going to look it up. Australia.
Yeah, I guess we're right in front of a computer, right?
I'm just looking it up right now.
What's the brewery brands from Australia? Am I just thinking of Kegland? Who's his Kegland's electric brew system?
Kegland. Oh, that's Brewzilla.
Robo Brew.
Yeah, Brewzilla Robo Brew is the system name.
They're from Australia.
Yes. Well, because they're manufactured by Kegland in Australia. Yes.
That's what I'm thinking of. Robo Brew, Kegland, Australia. I hit them up for a system. They were like, nah. They were like, get out of my face.
I like the system. I haven't used it. I've only used the ones I've purchased. I don't have the homebrew for life clout that you have. You know, to be able to just ask for things and you get it.
Oh, let's do it. All right, Clawhammer's coming in. Let's get it going.
While you do that, I'm gonna go pee real quick. I've already got beer here, but
okay. I'm gonna pull in Claw really fast.
Perfect.
Where is he? We got Kyle right here. There he is. We're gonna go to add friends to DM. Claw Hammer. Create group jam. Don't wanna be your Claw Hammer. Testing. We're going. What's going on, dude? There he is.
What's going on?
Just chilling, man. Looking good. We got you. How'd everything go with?
Hey, hold up.
Yeah.
Yo.
Looking good. Sounding good, man. Make this a little smaller right here. I can hear you great, Kyle.
Okay, cool. There we go.
Yeah.
I had to turn down my YouTube feed.
What's going on, man?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks for being here. This is Kyle. He's my new good buddy. Kyle, I put you on my MySpace top 8, man. And me and Just were going out there and we were talking. I don't know how much you listened before, man, but we're more than aware that you guys have an Airbnb and you guys are losing money to put us up. And I'm speaking for both of us, and we're grateful. And we're gonna have a blast, and we're both really looking forward to this, man.
Sweet, yeah, dude. It's gonna be fun.
You sound really good.
Fun.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. You got a
I've
beer?
been kind of listening in while trying to get my stuff set up here.
Yeah.
Heard you guys were just talking about calibration.
We were talking about.
Yeah, Mousetrap in the chat. What's up, Kyle? It's good to talk to you.
Oh,
I feel like
hey,
this
yeah,
is the first time we've actually spoken to each other in person,
Wow.
or at least
Yeah,
as
good to
person as in person as we can get right now.
Right.
But yeah, we were talking about calibration. I just upgraded to the claw hammer, right?
Yeah.
And I came from the Brewer's Edge mash and boil. I had a pretty significant difference in temperature, specifically during mash. But I think with the clawhammer system, with the circulation and the spray nozzle, that is not a problem. At least not for me. Not for me. Mine was calibrated. I didn't have to. My mash temperature and stuff is really, really good. I noticed the boil. At least I can't get it to like 215, 212. But that's probably just a 120 system problem.
Well, I mean, yeah. Does it boil though?
Yeah, oh yeah, it does boil once I put the lid on, and then if I take the lid off for too long, it'll be like a very light boil, but it does boil.
Yeah.
It definitely boils.
Yeah, I mean, you basically need to on any 120 system, you need to crack a lid. It's just a limitation of the power supply.
Yeah, no, the
120
heating
volt,
element can't
you
get
know?
hot enough to get it up, and then that's not
Yeah.
really a problem. The first two brews I did, there was a bit of a boil over just because I wasn't staring at it, but today I
Yeah.
made sure to stare at it, and it was not a problem at all. So I think I'm definitely getting the hang of it now.
Yeah, I mean, so you can calibrate it. I mean, it also depends on your elevation. So like here, our boil
Right.
temp in Asheville is 204 or 206, something like that.
You guys are high up.
So yeah, like unless you're at sea level, it's not going to be 212. So, you just look up your elevation, figure out what the boil temp is there, crank the kettle up to a boil, and then do a temperature offset in the controller to make it match boil temp. Like that's how you would calibrate the boil temp.
That's the perfect answer.
but,
Yeah, you got to
that makes
compensate.
sense, I
You got to
guess.
compensate for sea level. I'm at sea level. I don't think either of you guys are. You might be.
No.
What are you at,
not.
Jess? I know you're not.
I'm checking right now. In Austin, it is.
Pretty close, right?
Let's see. Elevation between 289 to 1450. That is a really big range.
That is a big range. What are
Oh, I
you
mean,
at?
honestly,
Like
the parts
5,000,
are
Kyle?
very rocky. So that makes sense. That does check out actually. But
Boils 209 for parking on your chin. What are you at, Kyle? About 5,000 feet above sea level?
No, we're like 2,200 or something,
That's it?
2,400 here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because Mammoth is
Nash-
like 9. Big Bear's. Okay. Because we talked. You guys got some snow, but it's pretty rare. Because that's not that high. That's not that high up.
No.
What are you drinking over there?
Some Emmett got me this for Christmas, man. What a guy. Show some sake.
Looks like
Show
sake.
Chikubai.
Nice.
There we go.
Somebody gave us a $10 super chat from Hooligan67, and he wants me to give Emmett's beard a tug for me. I'm not going to tug his beard, but I will buy Emmett a beer with that $10 from Hooligan67.
Dude.
We'll call it even.
If you touched Emmett's beard in a non-sexual way, I bet he wouldn't be horribly,
I'm not touching anybody. I don't.
with a beard like that, he's probably very used to it. I'm gonna ask. I may not do it, but I'm gonna ask. Hey, can I touch it? If he says yes, I'm going to. But I'll tug it for.
That's
for,
your tree to climb.
for chat.
Well, I'm gonna go get a beer. You guys hold it down. I'll be right back. For
Yeah, okay,
45
cool,
minutes. I'm gonna go fishing. I'll be right back. I gotta pick up the kids and
Okay,
grocery
dude.
shopping. Okay.
Justin, good to meet you, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Haven't actually met in
not.
person.
I'm only a little starstruck. Not like a whole lot, right?
Yeah,
Like
that's fine.
whatever. It's only homebrew, but I'm a little I'm a little starstruck. I'm not gonna lie. It's really cool to speak to you. And of course, obviously, we have this weekend upcoming, and that's gonna be a whole other thing. But yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm super happy to be here.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun this weekend. I've been talking with CH about what we're gonna do and what we're gonna brew, and we kind of nailed it down to an East Coast or a West Coast IPA. I also have a cream ale that I'm actually brewing right now, and I think the idea might be that we rebrew one of the beers that I've already brewed that we haven't filmed, so we could actually brew the beer and do the tasting of the finished product the same day.
No, that's definitely a cheat code, a shortcut to
Yeah, man.
to YouTube magic, right? The magic of editing. Yeah, no, that's a super good idea. I like that a lot, especially with I mean, everyone has their own like things that they brew all the time. So I'm really curious to see like what you guys like to keep on tap. You know, some of the house beers you guys have. For your at least for your location, I know that you have a handful of taps, right?
Yeah, you mean in our office?
Yeah, you have like 6 taps or something like that.
Yeah, we have 8 taps, and then we have man, like 3 picnic taps. We have typically a lot of beer on tap. But I honestly, man, we hadn't brewed in a while, and we had like drank most of what we had brewed, and at least everything that was good we drank. And I recently just literally dumped like the bottom end of all of the kegs that we have because I'm redoing our kegerator, so I need to take it all out.
Yeah, I saw that. I
And
saw the
so
updates on Instagram.
yeah, man, starting fresh. So we're only gonna have 3 beers on tap when you get here.
That's all right.
But hopefully they'll be good.
I did just send off some beer today, so I mean,
Oh, cool.
yeah. So I sent off the Imperial IPA. I did the first beer that I brewed on the Clawhammer system, and a chocolate porter with that I did. It wasn't on that system, but I brewed it at the same time as another beer I was brewing, the Black IPA. I was gonna send that. I was gonna send it off for competition. I decided not to, but I was gonna send that. But it for whatever reason, unlike most other beers, the hop burn didn't like go away. It kind of started like a week after being on tap. It was super good, and it was it was fine. There's nothing going on, and then maybe a week after it had been on tap. It wasn't bitter, but I for whatever reason got like more like hop burn out of it for whatever reason. I don't know. So I wasn't too happy with it. So I didn't end up doing anything with that beer. It's still on tap. I was drinking it earlier. I mean, I'm drinking it, but I'm not sending that anywhere.
Right. Which one was that again?
It was a black IPA. I brewed that on the Clawhammer system. And it was a fine beer, but it just did not something about I may need to replace my lines. I don't know. I'm pretty close to upgrading. I mean, seeing y'all's upgrade in the Keezer kind of inspired me to maybe do mine. I've been looking at getting the Duo Tap, what is it? Duo Tight,
Yeah, I think they're called Duo
regulator,
Tight.
right?
I'm sure the chat could help us out, but Duo Tight, I do believe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Duo Type, but I was looking at getting the regulators that they have. But I haven't done it yet because that would be a pricey upgrade. At least I have 4 taps at home, so I would at least be doing. I would probably get 5 regulators, maybe 6, because for carving lines and stuff like that.
You're talking about the secondary regulators.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty pricey, but I put secondary regulators on every tap for this kegerator rebuild. Minus the nitro. So I have like 2 nitro taps. I have 2 nitro faucets, and I'm just going to use 1 regulator for the nitro because I just don't really foresee myself, fine-tuning the nitro pressure all that much. I typically don't adjust that like I do CO2, but all of the CO2 tanks, kegs, have a secondary regulator. So this is going to be way nicer than the last setup.
No, I think I might have to go that way and do it because right now I do have 1 secondary regulator, but adjusting it is not as easy as it should be right now. And the secondary regulator only controls 3 of my 5 gas lines. I have 4 liquid taps, 5 gas lines, 3 of which have a secondary regulator on.
Regulators.
I'm hoping, yeah, exactly. I'm hoping to maybe fix that eventually. It was either buy a new system or upgrade the Keezer. So I went with the system.
Dude, appreciate that.
No, it's been a long time coming. I had the mash and boil for about a year, and it's a good system. And I like it. I still technically have it. I'm considering doing like a side-by-side like brew day. Like, if I do need to do a double brew day, I'm considering doing like a versus if that's the word I can use for that. But yeah, no, it's definitely I'm enjoying the system. It's definitely a better system. I'm having fun with it.
What are we talking about? What's going on?
The Clawhammer system after the upgrade.
I fucking love my Clawhammer system. I have a different system than you have.
Well, it's the same. You just don't have the electric element, right?
I do not.
Yeah. I may get that what is it, the tri clamp. I may get one so that I can hook it up to put it on my propane system, because I have a propane system too.
Well, it's interchangeable, and that's the cool thing about it, because I've had problems with my Anvil Foundry where like it wasn't working. It's like I can't just put that thing on the boil kettle. I can't, I've got to transfer it over, and I got to make sure one of my kettles is clean, because all of the so how does the Clawhammer electrical system work? Because every other electrical system, the heating element's underneath the boil kettle, correct? And it's just
correct. This one is a heating element, much like an external one.
Got it.
So it's like it goes like in the bottom of the kettle. So like not in the bottom necessarily, but towards, it's like in the bottom third.
So Kyle, is there a lot of people that do what I do anyways? They'll just put it on a burner and then they'll get to boil and then they'll just let it go electric from there?
I mean, I couldn't tell you. Emmett could tell you more because he talks to more customers. I mean, he talks to every customer that calls in on the phone.
Everyone's always like, shout out to Emmett. Shout out to Emmett.
I talk to people via Instagram, and I see, pictures and posts that people send in. And I feel like from what I've just been seeing, it's not common for someone to, use electric and then switch it over to gas and flip back and forth. But I can think of at least one person who's pretty prolific brewer who does that. We brew a lot ourselves, and we don't ever mess with propane.
You're inside.
We're first of all, we're brewing inside.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, man. It takes a little bit longer, but it's not. I mean, I feel like I have the time for it, I guess, if that makes sense. I'm always doing other stuff.
Especially if you're filming a brew day. One thing that's kind of nice is that when I went back to propane, I noticed I was getting boilovers really fast, like my first year of brewing, because I'm setting up tripods and external monitors and trying to get the shot. Where's the memory card? Where's the battery? Is it charged? Next thing you know, I've had 2 boilovers since I've gone back to propane, and definitely don't have to worry about that on electric, unless on my Anvil I would get boilovers if I left the lid on the whole time. But other than that, it's pretty much impossible to get a boilover. So I kind of found this sweet little sugar spot where I'd have the lid cracked like a little bit on it, about 75%, and it heated up faster, and I never had a boilover, ever, not with electric.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's one of the things I like about it.
Yeah, that's you can chill. You could set it up the night before, and did you guys notice a big spike in your sales from electric brewing when the whole kettle sour thing got big a couple of years ago?
Well, I mean, we were just getting started then, so
I didn't know that.
It's impossible to tell. I mean, we started in maybe like 2017 or something. So I mean, I guess I don't know. Like when would you have said the kettle sour thing was spiking?
2018, yeah. 2017. That's when people were going from barrel-aged sours to kettle sour, which is quick hack sour.
Right, yeah. So correct. Yeah, so we were just kind of getting started then. That was in the early days where not many people even knew that we were, a thing as far as the brewing system goes.
So when you guys were around, like, because I look at your channel and you have videos from 10 years ago, that wasn't for Clawhammer. That was for your still?
Well, I mean, yeah. So Clawhammer sells distillation equipment and brewing equipment. So yeah, 10 years ago, we would have been making videos about building stills, really.
So what made you guys transition into brew equipment 7 years later?
Well, we've always been into brewing, man. Like Emmett and I have always really primarily been into brewing. I just kind of like fell backwards into distilling. And then, we decided to sell brewing equipment because Emmett had found the plans for a system that was like very similar to the one we sell online now. Probably 4 years before we started selling ours. And he built a prototype. Like, dude, it was all plastic. It was built with the plastic aquarium pump, and it worked. It just used a bag, which would sometimes scorch on the element. It worked, but it was so like he brought it over to my house one day, and we brewed a beer in my kitchen. He brought the whole thing over, which like that's saying something right there. That how these systems are so portable, and we brewed a beer on it, and it blew my mind, man. I was like, dude, this is so much nicer than brewing on 3-tier system and sparging, and I loved it. And it had temp control, so we could just dial the temps in. And it was that point where we decided, all right, dude, this is a thing, man. Because really, there were maybe it's like one other person was selling a brew in a bag, single kettle system at that point. And so we just decided, dude, we should do this because this is sweet.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
You guys made a crack at yourselves one time. It was a few videos ago talking about how it has to be clawhammer for you and Emmett because in any other workforce, you guys are unemployable. But I know you guys were kidding, but if you weren't doing clawhammer for a living, what would you be doing?
Well, I mean, I did have a legit career job before I started this. I actually, before clawhammer really took off, about a year before it really took off, I moved out to Boulder to take a consulting job in the residential energy field. Dude, it was a sweet job, man. Paid really well. I had literally a corner office that looked up at the Flatiron Mountains in Boulder, like downtown Boulder. And I was at that job for a year before Clawhammer Supply, the distillation side, just went through the roof. And I had to quit.
Yeah.
I just went into work one day. I said, "Hey guys," they moved me out there. They paid for me to move out there from Asheville and everything. I felt horrible because that was a growing company as well. But Clawhammer was at that point was I was starting to just absolutely crush it. So
it's a good story. So you're from Asheville. They flew you out to Boulder. You're back in Asheville.
Yeah, I'm not from Asheville originally, but I was before I went out there, I was in Asheville.
Because I remember when we first started texting and talking on the phone, I think you had a Boulder area code, and I was like, should I answer this? What's the hell going on?
Yeah, still have it, yeah.
305 or something? Yeah.
Yeah, 303. Yeah.
303. Well, yeah, I mean, do you have any regrets? I mean, I know there's owner hours, and like we talked, some days we don't work, some days there's 12-hour days. It's kind of nice to have the steady paycheck, but do you have any could go back in times?
No, dude. My only regret is that
good answer.
I wasn't more aggressive earlier. Honestly, man, I should have just went full send a long time ago, and probably could have grown this company. I mean, I don't know. This company could probably be like 5 times bigger than it is right now if I had just been more aggressive. It's fine though. I mean, honestly, Emmett and I, we're in this to have fun, man. We like brewing beer. We like watching other people brew beer. It's fun for us. It's like fulfilling. So maybe no regrets. Maybe we just stick with it how it is.
What about just firing everybody and living off the YouTube channel and just pushing merch and doing like Patreon and stuff, not to deal with paying for 10 employees?
I don't know how you do it, man. My YouTube channel doesn't make enough. We literally generate very little revenue off of the actual videos, and people are trying to contact us. People contact us, fairly regularly, trying to get us to do ads for things, and we just say no because it's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, man, with you guys being in town, I actually, for the first time ever, reached out to a few people to try and line up a sponsor. I was trying to get so there's a
Don't say New Air. Don't say New Air. Don't say New Air.
No, not New Air.
Okay.
There's a few companies out there now who are selling these, they're really pushing hard. I think this has been around for a while, but these anti-hangover supplements that you can take, so you drink, you
They're
take
all,
some
I'm listening.
None of them work.
I was thinking, so we do a beer mile and we just go all out. We could do like a triple IPA beer mile or something ridiculous.
That's how you get rid of a hangover.
Stop beer mile.
Yeah.
And then take these things and see if they really do the trick.
It's not going to be the pill. It's going to be sweating it out that does the trick. We'll go run a mile and jump in some freezing cold water and then take the pill and be like, yeah, ship shape, 100% of the time. The reason I said that about New Air though, and I was kidding, is because they hit me up a couple weeks ago. They've hit me up a few times, and I said no because I don't do. We've had this conversation. I don't vouch for something unless I really vouch for it. And next thing you know, 3 people are putting out apartments to use the New Air kegerator. It's like $1,200.
Yeah.
Apartment Steve's putting out a video. Hops and Gnarly's putting out a video. Trent's like, damn, dude, I'm making the same video right now. I was like, that's what I didn't want to have happen. Like 10 brew tubers put out the same video, like, buy this thing, check it out. But in Steve's defense, he did a very good job of talking about the pros and the cons. He wasn't just Johnny Salesman it. He did a great job. He talked about the price. The CO2 tank is sticking out from the back, so it's not flush with the wall. I'm sure you could fix that. And he really hit the nails on the head with the pros and the cons. Yeah. And I don't even know if New Air. You saw that video. Yeah, I don't know if I was New Air, if I would want someone doing a video like that on me. I don't know. I don't know. But I don't know. Like Brian from Short Circuited does very honest reviews, and I would never want to be in a position of you or Northern Brewer or Anvil or anything. Because if I put out something, and obviously I put it out because I think it's the best and I think that this works, and obviously like I'm only doing this because it's at least as good as my competitors, and then someone's like, oh, it's this New Air thing, it's too clunky, I had to put a Perlick faucet off. I don't know if I could be able to take that. I'd be like, dude, I just sent you some for free and you're going to like shit on it on your YouTube video? Yeah. You know how like fast word of mouth goes? Like, fuck you, dude. Send it back and you're paying for shipping.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, that comes with the name of the game that you're in, or anybody on planet Earth that's got a brick and mortar, sells anything on Amazon, or, you know, I've had a couple guys that are like, hey, the t-shirts are too small. How do I get my money back? I'm like, I don't know. It's just go through Teespring. And then they put it on Discord and people see it. I'm like, fuck, man. Like, let me know in a DM. Don't be like putting that shit on the internet, you know? So
yeah.
At the end of the game, at the end of the day, it seems like it's just kind of like more of a risk, more of a reward. And that just kind of comes with any territory of selling a product.
I mean, dude, we sent a 240 volt controller to Brian, and I mean, we didn't and a 10 or 20 gallon kettle to Brian. Didn't take anything out of the box. Didn't look at anything, because, you know, like we never have issues with our 240 controller. Like we have some, you know, like glitches that happen with the 120s here and there, but like the 240s, like I didn't even think twice, man. Just pulled something off the shelf and sent it to him. And he does a brew day with it, and the thing does not work. And it was a live brew day.
Because it was his fault for not knowing the system?
We were like, no, what is happening here? It was our system, yeah.
It had nothing to do with him. It was just a bad lemon. It wasn't him from not reading the owner's manual?
Yeah, it was I think it was like the temp probe or something was jacked up with it. And thankfully, he had like another temp probe that he could toss on there. But then the probe was different and the calibration was off, and it was just all over the place, dude. And
it's all the time we have
watching this thing live, and we're like, oh my god. But here's the thing, dude. Like, we treated Brian like any other customer. When someone calls us and says, hey, dude, I spent $2,000 or $1,000 on a brand new thing, and it's like doesn't work. You know, we're like, all right, we'll hang tight, man. We're going to send something out to you like immediately.
Yeah.
You're top of the, you know, you're front of the line, and we make it right. You know, we typically, like, sometimes we even just send people free stuff just to make up for the inconvenience of, you know, what happened. And we treat everybody like that. It's not just Brian, you know. So I think if there's an issue and the company is responsive about it, I think it could be a positive, because I think Brian did mention that in a follow-up video.
Absolutely. And I've heard there's a lot of people that have the same story. They're like, Emmett got back to me like that, like that. And that's a lot of peace of mind for a returning buyer or a potential buyer. And Brian's the man. He's a super fair guy. And, I'm really glad that Steve kind of followed in his footsteps in that regard of like, hey, let's just talk about the highs and the lows. Because at the end of the day, you know, if we tell people to buy a refrigerator for $1,200, like, it better be the best thing on planet Earth. And if it's not, if there's one thing wrong, it's Steve's reputation on the line, or Steve's word on the line. Right. One of you guys have audio coming through that's going back into a speaker?
Oh, my bad. That's probably me.
Is
dude.
that you? Can you hear
That's
me?
been happening like the whole time. I'm sorry.
No, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. How about now? Are we good?
Oh, it sounds so much better.
Okay, my bad.
I got a question for me and Jess. Have a question for you.
Who, me?
Jess and I have a question for Kyle.
Cool.
Of the 3 breweries, what do you recommend? Even though we'll probably hit them all: Wicked Weed, Burial, or New Anthem?
Well, New Anthem's not in Asheville, right? It's
I don't know.
where is New Anthem?
We only asked for recommendations, and these are the top 3. So
Yeah.
there was not any research done into them. You are the research.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, this is a clear winner here. It'd be Burial.
All right.
That's a glass I'm drinking out of now. So, Wicked Weed used to be the darling of Asheville. It was, I mean, dude, they built a sick brewery. They had a ridiculous sour program, amazing beer, awesome food, and then they sold to AB InBev, and everybody lost their minds, dude.
No.
Because downtown Asheville is very, like
territorial,
local business type place, or at least at that point, there was maybe only one chain business downtown, and AB InBev bought Wicked Weed, and people, it was ugly, man. It was nasty there for a minute. It's still good beer.
It's like how Ballast Point is. The tourists don't care, but the locals are like, no way. Tourists want it. They come in town. They're like, I want all the beers that sold out.
Yeah.
Okay, so good to know. Good to know. So it's Burial's our front runner, Jess.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Wicked Weed sold out. Thank you for that. Kyle, thank you for that. Jorge, he let us know too. And then New Anthem's not even in Asheville. Can we walk to Burial from your pad? I let him know that we're staying underneath your house. We're going to be your Uncle Jesse and Uncle Joey for the weekend.
Nice.
Cut it out.
No, we can't walk to Burial, but
I'm going to be your
down there.
Kimmy Gibbler
for the weekend. 5 minutes away.
5 minutes away?
Yeah.
Cool, man. Are you good on time, both you guys? Can we hang out for another beer?
Dude, I got into the end of this bottle here.
All right. Good answer.
Halfway through it.
Oh, man. We did some day drinking last Wednesday, and I kind of blew it on the stream. And I'm not going to do that tonight, but we're still going to keep hanging out. Yeah.
I tuned in for a minute.
Yeah. I got kind of dumped the night before. A girl left me at the bar, so I went all like Adam Sandler, wedding singer, love stinks, kind of drunk the next morning. And I didn't have a video out. And the video was so dumb and so simple. It's like 7 quick things to save money or brew in a bag tips. And I was like, I still was behind. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go drink. And I don't do that a lot anymore. But I did it that day. And I got on the stream drunk. And I'd never want to do that ever again.
Yeah.
Ever again.
You walked off for 1 second. You walked off into the room for a minute there, and I was about to comment. I was wondering if you just like snuck off to go film your apology video or whatever. So, upload like.
I'm in the other room coming on the Homebrew for Life stream, competing with the Happy Hour. Yeah, so sorry about that to anybody, and I'm not dating anymore. I'm just gonna leave San Diego, California within the next 6 weeks. There's no reason I need to be dating or trying to meet anybody just to take off. So we're chilling. We're back to normal. Rowan Archer, NBC. Maybe we'll get down with one of those in a second. William Roach. Someone said Dissolver. Sounds like a band. I don't know what that means. Disciples TV looking to brew here in the U.S. Marianas Islands. Sapan. Gonna get a claw hammer. Just got to figure out which one. Well, I think that all depends whether you want to do 120 or 240, right?
Pretty much. There's other 10-gallon, 20-gallon. So it kind of depends pretty much, but that would probably if you have a 240 volt available, you'll probably want to go 240. That's definitely in my opinion would be the way to go if you have 240.
I can't do it though for my place, not this place.
Yeah, I don't have, the only 240 I have is for my dryer, and like I can't. I don't want to pick that battle of drying clothes or brewing beer. So you're like, you know what? Let me just go 120.
Isn't that expensive?
Yeah, we I don't know what the exact lengths are, but we made one of the reasons our 240 controller is a bit more expensive than like other similar options is because the cords are ridiculously long, and we like the power cords for 240 is just like insanely expensive, and we made them really long so people could, if they wanted to, pick that battle, use their dryer outlet to brew a beer and snake it out into a more appropriate room than a laundry room or wherever.
I mean, at the end of the day, could you just?
Make sense if I need to do if I was to do like indoor brews and stuff, but I brew in my garage, so like I don't have that won't work for me. But that's really cool. I would definitely like the option. And if we end up moving, I mean, eventually, I'm not gonna die in this house. At least knock on wood, right? But generally speaking, I can in the next house, I would definitely like a 240, 240 in the garage. If I end up buying a house, I would probably end up building a brewery there. Not full on, but I would want a kitchen. I would want a sink. 240 for the system. I would definitely go electric. But I need a sink. I can't keep doing the water hose,
Yeah. Right.
I don't really have any idea what's going on right now, but the chat's got a lot of questions about 240, 120. Minnesota Fats, what's up, Raj? Favorite Clawhammer video, a Belgian triple, amazing video, and introduced me to Beer Mosa, made from Northern Brewer Triple. William Roche, 240 volt is easy to run and costs cheaper. Jack Martino, Ryan Cook, they're talking to each other. Elementary Brewing Co. What's the plug type on the 240 system?
Plug type.
He's got to call Emmett.
240 system.
I'm going to go make an apology video. My dryer's in the garage, so I just picked up the laundry day or beer. I don't know. I don't know.
That makes sense.
Type of plug.
For DR Burke. That makes sense. If my dryer was in the garage, yeah, I could make that. I could do that, but my laundry room is on the other side of. It's essentially on the other side of the house, as far as the garage is concerned.
Larry's got a good joke. He was talking about everyone saying 240s. He said, are we talking about Volvos? That was my first car. It was a 1983 baby blue Volvo station wagon, something hatchback, 240 DL. 240 DL. It only had 4 gears. I love that car. What's up, John Rice? What's going on, everybody? The RR Burke, my dryer's in the garage, so I just picked laundry day or beer day. Yeah, I mean, what's the point of just unplugging and plugging it back in, Jess?
I mean, yeah, that would make sense for if my dryer were in the garage.
Sounds like a Hungry for Life
or
short
if I
video.
brew, I mean, technically, I could brew in the laundry room, but I mean, it's closed air. There's like it's not. It's also not a good place to record. Like I'm not just brewing. I'm also recording. And that's not going to happen in the laundry room.
Right.
It's just not. I mean, there's an absolutely no way. And I do double brew days, so where I'll use an electric system and a propane system. So I can't. There's no way I could do that inside. I'm not going to. There's no way to manage that.
Right.
So I opted into 120. I have no problem with the 120 at all. I really like the 120 system. I don't mind it taking longer. Like I generally speaking, I am an impatient person. But when it comes to like something heating up, with the exception of getting to a boil, like with the risk of a boil over, I don't mind stepping away if it's electric. I can't step away if it's propane. But like if, when I was brewing earlier today, my wife was working, I can just go and step inside and be like, hey, like here's exactly what's going on with my brew day. I can't do that on a propane system. I can't go in and check work emails on a propane system. It just doesn't work that way.
I got a serious question. And I know you're not allowed to do this, or you're not supposed to do this, but do you guys vouch for leaving your systems on overnight for the people that want to have your strike water in the morning, just having it set to 160 or 170 or something?
If there's a timer function, I would say yes, but I would not leave it entirely on and like turning on every 3-degree differential or whatever. I would not do that. But if you have a 24-hour timer system like the Mash and Boil does, 100% yes. I think that's okay.
What do you think, Kyle?
I mean, I should probably. I think
for liability purposes.
For liability purposes, do not do that.
Wink,
me
wink.
personally,
Yeah.
Me personally, I do that.
Me too.
I just did it. I just did it the other day.
Yeah.
I leave the system on all the time and go do stuff. I mean, like I started a mash just a day ago or 2 days ago, and then like, oh, I need something for the office. I went to the store and I let it mash, for 60 minutes while I was gone. And then I'm fermenting this cream ale using, it's going to be a Kvike yeast cream ale, and I'm fermenting it at 104 in the kettle, and it's been on for like almost 2 days now or something, nonstop. And I don't live here at the office, a few blocks away, so it's just on. I mean, it has fuses built into it. There's a GFCI that would trip if there was any sort of water that got spilled on something. So
yeah, I never had a problem with my anvil, and that's why I kind of got it, was for the kettle sours, to keep it on for 12 hours, and then the night before to have the strike ready to go at 7 in the morning. Maybe not 7 in the morning, maybe 9 in the morning. But yeah, in the instruction manual, they were like, do not leave this unattended, do not leave it on overnight. But in my mind, I was like, that's the whole kind of purpose of electric systems, is to be unattended, is to have it on overnight. And I know you're not, supposed to say these things, but don't do it, but we do it.
Correct.
I would say there's a right way and a wrong way, right? I mean, at least with my with the mash and boil, I think, I mean, I've definitely stepped out, like, as leaving it unattended to a degree, I think is going to be fine. But if you step away right as it's about to boil over, like, that's a whole other thing.
That's a different point. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. I mean,
if you check on it, like, I'm not going to leave it unattended without checking on it, but I'm going to look at it. Can I step away?
Chris Vodka.
And then move on. But a mash is a whole other thing. A mash is not a boil.
No, right. And,
sure. I would never leave a boil on.
Right. I mean, what's the worst that could go wrong from keeping it on at 152 or kettle sour 110 or 105 overnight? What's the worst thing that could happen?
I'll tell you, I just did this the other day. Not on purpose. This was an accident. We left a kettle on at 150 with PBW in it, and it didn't have a lot of liquid in it. And it evaporated all of the liquid down to the point where the element was exposed, and just completely destroyed the element. You just end up dry firing the element. It'll just turn off. It'll just blow a fuse at that point.
Okay.
Whoopsie.
I did that with the Anvil Foundry. I turned it on, and they were like, it immediately starts beeping. It's like it knows it doesn't have water in it. It has to have water in it for that heating element to work, or else that's what happens. Correct?
Our system, it doesn't have like a sensor to see if there's water in it. Like, it will, if you dry fire it, it will just, just destroys your element. That's what it does.
What's dry fire?
Dry fire is
there's no liquid covering the element.
Okay.
So like I plugged in, I forgot that I was so used to my mash and boil on the second brew that I did. I did not plug in the kettle into the controller. I plugged it right into the wall, and then started plugging, and then started pouring more water, and just steam just everywhere. And it was just like essentially, because the kettle turned on at 100. I mean, the burner turned on at like essentially 100%. I mean, it had nothing to tell it not to, so it just started getting nothing went wrong, because I mean, I immediately, this is like a 10-second span of it happening. But I plugged it in, immediately started pouring in water, and it's just like steam, because the element had already gotten so hot without any type of liquid, to counteract it.
Got it. Duly noted.
And you have to be careful with that, because if it doesn't destroy the element, what it actually will do is just burn off the coating that's on the element. And so like that will dissolve in your liquid. So that's going to make your beer taste horrible. I'm sure it's horrible for you. And then your element will actually get rusty after that if it doesn't. So if you dry fire an element, whether it blows up or not, like severely, if you just do it for a few seconds like you did, not a big deal. But if you do it, it's going to you're going to have to get a new element. And we've been thinking about like switching out to a different style of element, and I keep arguing against it. I keep arguing to keep the regular water heater element, because they work great. There's like I don't see any advantage of switching to an element that you can't run to Home Depot or Ace Hardware to replace if you accidentally screw something up, in a brew day, which we are pros at screwing stuff up. So
it's just it's a Darwin thing. You do it so much, it's just gonna happen, man. It's just inevitable on any system. I've had propane burners crap out on me.
Yeah. So like, the nice thing about using one of these elements is that you can go down to the hardware store and replace it in a pinch if you screw it up.
I like it. Snacking.
One of the reasons why I moved to the Clawhammer system is because the mash and boil. If something goes wrong, you have to buy a whole new system. I mean, there are it doesn't necessarily break and is just taking up space. But if you dry fire it, it'll beep at you and then eventually shut off. So it kind of saves itself from that. But in using it, if luckily nothing did go wrong. But other than I did run into some weird temperature issues at the beginning where it would shut off on me, or I would get some weird error. I mean, it was usually user error. But at the end of the day, if something were to go wrong, I couldn't fix it. There's no fixing that, and I did not want to be stuck. And I knew eventually I will likely get a 240 outlet, and I don't think I'm gonna get bigger than 5-6 gallon batches. I don't really have the desire to. And if I do, I do have a if I wanted to do an 8-gallon batch, I could still do it in a Clawhammer system. I would just use my 3-vessel, because I have a 3-vessel system as well. So I could kind of I have a little bit of everything. But if something were to go wrong, I like that the Clawhammer system is modular. I can just get right back to it.
Yeah.
I got another question. It's a food question for Asheville. I can't stop thinking about this Asheville trip. What do you feel about the restaurant Fig for dinner?
Oh, Fig. Dude, is that not a vegan type restaurant?
Oh, no. Absolutely not.
Okay, hold up.
I think it's pretty nice. We got some money from Garrett Hunt, man. I put that into a little Asheville fund, man. Little Asheville piggy jar. Dude,
let's get a Bojangles chicken fund going on, dude. $20, we can eat like kings.
No, we made.
I'm down.
Me and Jess, we have a little fund from this barrage named Garrett Hunt that there was a lot of different people that night, but I put that money aside for this weekend. A lot of people were like, "This is on the first round, buy this and that," and
nice.
It's gonna be fun, man. But
Big, okay, yeah, Big, man. I feel like they used to be downtown and then they moved, so I don't know, dude. I can't comment on that. But
it's fine dining.
There's so many. Yeah, there's so many good places to eat.
How would you compare Asheville to Portland? Because the way I imagine it, it's just a smaller Portland.
Yeah, I've heard that. But I've never been to Portland. My wife could maybe tell you, but I don't know.
Super hippie, super wet, super
kind of wet, kind of hippie. I mean, it's not as hippie as Portland, though, I would imagine.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. No. I mean, but I am basing most of everything I know about Portland on the show Portlandia. So
right, they go.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Portlandia. I think that's reasonable.
There's a lot of Portland's. It's so weird because it's so a lot of hippies, a lot of it's very far left, but then there's a full nude strip club on every corner, and you're like, whoa, that's pretty Wild Wild West, that's pretty old school.
Yeah.
And then the food's phenomenal, the beer's phenomenal, and I feel like every wall has beautiful art on it, and I love that. That's my favorite thing when I notice at cities is that I see art on the wall and nobody's graffitied it. I love that. There's nothing worse than somebody tagging some beautiful local artist thing that he spent all summer doing, and we have that in Carlsbad Village a lot. There's just a 20-foot by 20-foot of Super Mario surfing a wave at a local surf shop, or I don't know, just a white lion with an umbrella on a winery down here. And from the Asheville videos, there's a lot of street art.
Yeah,
Like
I
Portland.
think there's like an unwritten rule or some like tagger code that you don't tag the murals, and we do have a lot of murals.
What's a
for
mural?
sure.
Like just a medley?
You know, like
Okay.
yeah, no, like an intentional, you know, a full-on piece of art that someone's put on the entire side of a building.
Right.
We have a ton of that. And then we have, so like where I live,
What
where
up, Al?
the Airbnb is, where the office is, we're right on, like we're in the River Arts District. So there's also like a ton of commissioned graffiti art, where they'll commissioned in that like they'll bring graffiti artists in and they just say, hey, listen, here's your canvas, go for it. And that stuff, you know, there's a bunch, I mean, tons of graffiti art that's been up for years and no one has touched it.
That's awesome.
Because, you know, it's just like a thing that, you know,
That's awesome.
that was commissioned, I guess. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Austin, Kyle?
No, I haven't. That's on my list as well.
Really? I think you might. I mean, based on, I mean, there's a lot of art in Austin as well. Also a very big beer scene.
Yeah.
It's live music is not what it used to be because, you know, COVID and stuff. But it was definitely, you know, the capital of live music or whatever they called it. Live music capital of the U.S. Yeah, definitely the place to be if you wanted like if you want live music. There's still, you know, stuff happening. There's still, I won't say concerts, but still like shows going on, and small time people performing at whatever, because it's, you know, I won't call it open mic night, but some people just perform at, you know, bars or restaurants or, I mean, so there's always music to see. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's just one of those. You're only bored if you want to be, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if you want to stay inside, like definitely. But if you want some food, if you want music, if you want to see art, if you want, I mean, Austin has a bit of everything, and I think I've been told that Asheville also has that. It's just smaller. It's on the come up.
Yeah, we have, I mean, for the size of this town, our beer's great, our food is great, but our music is unreal. Here, we have so many good bands, and I feel like, you know, people just turn out for the shows here, and there's no competition for shows either. When I used to live out in Colorado, I was like an hour north of Denver. I lived in Boulder as well, and you know, you'd always have to drive an hour to see a show because I guess like bands have this sort of geographical limitation they put on, or like venues do sometimes, where like you can't, you know, if you're gonna play here, then you can't also play here, whatever. And so there's nothing around competing with Asheville, and we get such good music here.
That's good to know. Do you know if there's anything like music wise going on while we're in town?
I'm sure that I mean, there's something every single night, everywhere. There's music everywhere all the time. We could probably try and like seek out a bar or something with some live music, but probably would be better off just like, you know, hitting up a couple of breweries and just maybe, I mean, we could probably find a brewery with a band that's playing, you know.
I'm gonna break my back to make this the best vlog. This is gonna be my best Number Flight video. Yeah, like I've been to New Orleans. I've got buddies out there. I've seen burlesque shows where they dress up like Mario Kart characters. Girls with, you know, dressing up like Princess and Toad and Bowser with, you know, little stars hanging over their titties.
You would go to a Mario Kart burlesque show. CH. The little I know about you, it's like right up your alley.
Not only that, but it was right when the Super Nintendo Mini came out, and we were doing a Street Fighter 2 tournament. And I was there with my buddies from LA, and we were staying with a buddy out in New Orleans, sort of. We had an Airbnb, but we were at his house just hanging out throughout the day. And there was a Street Fighter 2 tournament before the burlesque show. I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in the video at some point. Like, yeah, I've, you know, traveled and had cool craft beer vlogs and vacations, and I'm going to kind of tie it all together. But yeah, there was people cheering people on to play Street Fighter 2. And I was whooping everybody's ass till the end. I finally lost, but I looked around and people were cheering me on. I was like, this is the greatest night of my life. Because I'm, you know, Johnny video games. And then the next thing that came on was like all these smoking hot girls dressed up as Luigi. They're not, it's burlesque, so they're not naked, but it's as close to, you know, naked as you could get. And since I was the guy that was like in the championship for the Street Fighter 2, we were like right there. There was a stage, but it was only about 4 feet high, but we were right there. And that was a good night. And I have footage of that night, so people can actually believe this story.
Dude, you need to publish that.
Yeah. And I thought about that.
That's pretty amazing.
That was like right when I kind of first started doing the YouTube stuff. And I was like, is this going to fly on YouTube? And now it's just like, ask for permission, better to ask for forgiveness than permission. And I noticed that in between these two channels. Like if I put anything on Homebrew for Life and I steal 3 seconds of this, kind of what we talked about today, like I'm going to take 3 seconds of this movie, 3 seconds of this song. It's pretty rare that I get flagged. But today I uploaded a video of me and Chip talking about breweries having a hard time getting aluminum cans. There's nothing edgy. It's all of our content. And it went through like 1 restriction, monetization, 2 restriction, come back in 20 minutes. And I was like, well, I get way more leeway on Homebrew for Life just because I think that they know it's going to be beer thing and it's not conspiracy or far left or far right media stuff. And I think I get more leeway. But on the Hoppy Hour, they're like, what are new YouTuber channels doing? What are they, you know, like maybe we're going to look at this one a little bit more. So you kind of earn your pass of monetization. And now I'm totally going to put the clips of Bowser and Luigi, you know, with booby tassels on this next video on Homebrew for Life. Yeah. The moral of the story is Bowser is a girl with, you'll see. I'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. Theron, what's up, man? Posting food links, bros. You live in SoCal. How do you give up the hats? What do you mean? I wear the hat just because if I'm not wearing a hat, I have to put product in my hair. So it's just kind of a hack way to get away with just looking like this throughout the day. CH
I used to be a hat guy for sure.
Where's your comb tonight, Braj? Is it in there? Did I cut you off?
It's not actually. I washed my hair earlier because I showered after my brew day.
I'll bring it down.
So I do not have my pick in my hair. No, I do not have it.
It's not in there.
I usually have one in the room that I'm in, but I don't have one right now. Mostly because I'm getting a haircut tomorrow, in prep for this weekend.
Yeah.
So I'll end up picking it out tomorrow before I get my haircut.
It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun, and I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I don't think, you know, when we're on camera, it's a little bit different, but I don't think there's too many people that like get into characters, you know, like how comedians have to. A lot of comedians are like, Johnny, hey, today we're gonna do this, and then they get off camera and they're like smoking a cig behind the dumpster in the dark. You know, it's like, I think we're all kind of the same people we are when we're on or off camera. But you could watch some YouTube channels. You're like, who was I watching the other day? Doug Benson. You know that comedian, Doug Benson?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
getting Doug with high.
Getting Doug with high. And I'm like, I know you know how to be funny, play the grown baby stoner thing, but off camera, it's like, I don't think I don't want to hang out. I don't know. I don't want to know what you're like. I don't want to know. I don't know if maybe he's normal. Maybe it's all an act, you know. But what I'm saying is that, like, I don't think that anybody.
Did you watch?
I think Kyle's Kyle. You know.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm doing Homer for Life, you know, it's a little bit more kind of douchebag jock, but that's the extent of it. You know, it's not like some carrot top thing running around with props all day, you know. So I don't know. And it's like Gnome said, it's like when you do the Hoppy Hour, I don't know. Like, it feels like I've known you guys longer than I have, and I don't even know you guys. I've never met you guys in real life, but I feel like we've known each other, you know, since high school or some shit.
Way back.
Yeah, we grew up with each other, man. We took the bus.
We grew up together, all of us.
Kyle put gum in my hair. He bullied me, put me in the trash can. Kyle's hat game on point.
I feel bad. I feel bad for it.
Where's your Sorry, what?
My wife made this hat for me, actually. For, for my 40th birthday a couple of years ago. It's a Curb Your Enthusiasm reference.
Wow. What does it say? Pretty?
Pretty good.
Oh, I don't know.
You ever watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
I used to, but then I got to the point where I got like 2 seasons behind, kind of with South Park. And then I was like, dude, do I really got to go back and watch all of them? But I know you don't, unless it's like Game of Thrones. It's sitcoms you can kind of pick up wherever. But no, I haven't. Yeah. I'm on 1883 right now, and I'm loving it.
Sweet.
Have you checked it out?
No.
It's heavy. No. It's heavy duty. It's trying to get your family from, I don't know where, Texas to Portland, Oregon or something. And you're on, like, it's not like a black, white or a native versus white thing. Or it's like your crew is your crew. Like, are you guys ready to travel? Like, half the people are cowboys, half the people are Germans or Lithuanians. It's like, this is our crew, because there's people coming in all the time that are going to steal your rice, steal your materials. If you get bit by a rattlesnake, you're dead. If your horse and carriage breaks, you're dead. Like, we're going to leave you here. We need to get here we need to get to the West Coast before winter comes. And that's where I'm at. I'm on episode 4 right now, but it's the prequel to Yellowstone. Have you heard of Yellowstone?
I have heard of Yellowstone. I haven't watched it.
It's good.
Yeah, but it sounds like an Oregon Trail type thing. Experience. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I know there's some people in the chat that's probably.
Justin, are you familiar? Are you familiar with the Oregon Trail?
I know what it is, but I have not watched.
I don't even know what it is.
I know what it is historically.
You don't know what it is?
I remember what it is historically.
Like the Gold Rush?
No, man, the game, dude.
Yeah. Before Myst, long before Myst and Mega Man, there was Oregon Trail. I do remember that.
It was like the first computer game that I can remember.
Not only that, but they had that. Remember in like 3rd grade where you had one computer in the classroom and you'd go up to it for half an hour and 2 kids would get it, and they had Oregon Trail, and it was like, for how simple it was, just like an Atari thing going across, it was like, your whole family is dead. You died from cholera. The livestock is dead. Like, you're like, damn, dude. Yeah. For a 9-year-old kid.
Yeah. Stranded on a mountain pass.
You got dysentery.
Yeah. You ate everybody.
Your whole entire family is dead, and the most vicious group of cowboys, bandits, and Indians are circling around you right now. Here's a pitchfork. Have at it, boss. And you're like, all right, next guy up. I'm gonna go back to SSR, learn about some social studies.
Yeah, it was a turn-based game, right? Where like you like pick and choose like your decisions, and then flip to the page or whatever. Like, in this case, it was like a little less flip to this page, but
yeah.
No, but Josh, you're right. The whole name of the game was pretty much like the computer was a magic 8-ball, or like rolling the dice. It was like you click on one thing and it's like a probability thing. It's like you made it across, or your whole family just died from dysentery. And you're like, damn, dude, mama.
No, I didn't. I know. I didn't. That's a little just barely before my time. But no, I know what it is, but I've never like played it or anything like that. I know what it is though. If that's any consolation.
Yeah, I was just curious.
Yeah, pretty heavy, man. And if you guys like the Western stuff or Tombstone or anything, check out 1883, because it is gnarly. It is gnarly. I guess this is post-Civil War. I guess it's right post-Civil War, and everyone's trying to figure out kind of where to get the land. And they talk about states, rain, terrain, prairie, snow, mountain, how to farm and stuff like that. And it's like everyone's just, there's very few people that are established. Like everyone's just trying to get away and build their own house and try to figure out their own and create their own little world. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, what do they say? Like, the only reason all of us are here is because your ancestors were either smart, fast, or had a great immune system.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you watch this and you believe that. Think of your ancestors from 1,000 years ago. Think of every war, the Roman Empire, slavery, the Holocaust, World War I. To be here right now is like, okay, do I really want to complain about my day? It's like, go watch 1883. Go watch 1883. You're like, damn, okay. I'm like, maybe stuck in traffic for a 2-hour commute. Like, isn't that bad of a thing,
Yeah.
I'm not big on complaining on a lot of things anyway, so like I'm super glad to just be where I'm at, you know, like
Patrick D, 1883 is depressing.
Yeah, I just saw that. I was thinking if I'm gonna watch something, I don't know, like I like westerns, but for me to be interested, it has to be something like Westworld, where this is some sort of sci-fi kind of whack
Yeah.
stuff going on, or
Yeah.
something, or I'm kind of more into like lighter. You know, if it's on Adult Swim and I can just get spaced out and and chill for a while, then yeah,
I
it's
hear
kind of
you.
more my speed.
Yeah, 1883. My stepmom. First scene was a scalp, and she was like, "I'm out here. I'm not watching it." That was it. So, you've been warned, Patrick. No, what is 1883
Gotcha.
on Paramount? Yeah. Watch Meat Eater on Netflix. It's great. Yeast and the Beast. Now we all have nut allergies. 1883 IPA. You do get to see Faith Hill in it. She's a mega babe. Anybody catch Peacemaker? It's on Shiznets. Just
Peacemaker well, I know Peacemaker on HBO.
Thelonious.
Okay, yes, yes, I see what you're saying, Chris Vodka. Peacemaker is a spin-off like short series from the Suicide Squad. If you saw the sequel to Suicide Squad, I did not watch the sequel to Suicide Squad, but I know that John Cena plays someone called Peacemaker, and there is a 3-episode thing on HBO for said character.
All right,
but I've known John Cena to be a good actor, so I mean I would watch it.
I don't know if I've ever seen a John Cena movie.
I saw a John Cena movie, The Marine.
Is it a comedy?
It is not a comedy. He is a Marine whose wife gets kidnapped kidnapped by essentially like a drug lord. I mean, that's not exactly what they are, but that's a really good descriptor as to who they are and what they are capable of. He essentially kidnapped her with the intention of making her his wife, per usual. Very, very stereotypical of said type of film. But John Cena, the Marine, was not having it. So he essentially like made sure to like track him down and to get his wife back. Not a bad movie. I mean, the movie was bad, but John Cena is not a bad actor actually. Like the movie can be bad, but the acting can be good, and that's like those are separate things. I think John Cena is a good actor.
Oh, for sure.
But the movie was not great. But I imagine with like HBO, I'm pretty sure I imagine he did great. Especially in, like at least well enough to give him a spinoff. You know, he's got it's a full-on TV show essentially, but it's 3 episodes if I remember correctly.
I got that on my radar, man. Thanks, Jess.
But no, I've never seen him either. Really, it's just you're just following a camera around. There's like no one really in focus.
Duly noted. Yeast and the
Have you
Beast
guys watched
is
Succession on HBO? Succession.
A little bit of it, yeah, it's good.
No.
I'm a couple seasons in. I'm like 2.5 seasons in, and it is a very good show.
Succession?
Very, very good. It's called Succession. It
HBO.
is. I'm gonna describe it the way people have described it to me, and that is, it's essentially a corporate Game of Thrones. It's like something like Game of Thrones, where it's like
I'm listening.
people are power hungry. They're just trying to be the most powerful, whatever that means. And this, like, I don't want to spoil anything, but instead of being in like Renaissance, medieval times, it's modern. And people are just rich as hell and do whatever they want essentially, and get away with whatever they want. And it's really interesting seeing how like the other side of, like, you know, certain people live, you know. And especially like with what they're trying to do in the show.
Yeah,
but it's really cool. It's really cool. It's a good show.
The R.R. Burke is down for that as well. Succession +1.
+1. Yeah, it's a good show. It's a good show.
Have you guys finished the season, or is it just a couple episodes in?
Well, there's like 3 or 4 seasons, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I think myself and my wife are like we're on the 2nd season, but we're probably halfway through the 2nd season.
It's so crazy how good television is nowadays. Like every show is phenomenal.
Attack on Titan, if that's what you're talking about. Attack on Titan, yes.
Back in the day, it was just like Full House. You know, it was like Saturday morning cartoons. Now it's like, ever since The Sopranos came out, these series are so much better than movies. I mean, I've never been hooked on a movie like the way I was on like True Detective or Game of Thrones or The Sopranos. I even used to watch Sex and the City when it came out. I used to love Sex and the City.
No, TV shows are definitely kind of like where it's at, I think. At least if for longevity, like I can't watch a movie every single time I sit down to eat dinner, but I don't mind turning on the TV show every single time I turn on dinner, like, you know, when I sit down for dinner.
Yeah, and I've never when I get into something, I'm usually late, so I can just binge it, which takes away from your attention span because you're just kind of like, all right, I'll watch 4 in a day, so now I can check my phone. But if you're watching something that comes out every Sunday night, which I haven't done pretty much since Entourage, and before that it was Sopranos, you are like not blinking, not on your phone staring at it, and kind of miss that. The Righteous Gemstones. I'm so glad they're coming back.
Some things, there are TV shows out there that are doing that. Euphoria is one that's out right now.
Once a week.
That is, it's essentially coming out not necessarily live, but it gets released weekly on HBO. Not a show for everyone, but it's just the first one that comes to mind. Attack on Titan is the other. It just, the second part of the most recent season just started, and it's coming out weekly. And certain TV shows do that, but on the live, on the not necessarily live, but on streaming apps, right? Netflix and HBO, it happens. But yeah, a lot of the times it just releases per season or like per part.
Barney Miller IPA. That's from Theron. Theron, by the way, great job on that Knocking on Heaven's Door video, man. That was awesome. He's got some good pipes. It's 7:30 my time. You guys cool? You guys want to keep it going, or you guys want to wrap it up? I mean, I'm the guy that's got the time zone advantage.
I got about a quarter of my bottle left here, and then I'm got to hit it.
All right, Joss, how you doing, man?
I'm out of the beer that I brought in here, so I will need to start pulling out of the keezer now. But I'm still good. I just don't have any more beer that I can just open right here. The rest I'm gonna have to pour.
Go pour a beer, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna go do that. Are we looking at an NBC or anything? I mean, I have like half of the left here.
I don't know if Kyle can do an NBC. We can do an NBC. We're doing an NBC.
Just say it.
This is the best work we've ever done.
Subscribe to Homebrew for Life. I took your advice because there's 3 types of videos, right? There's sales videos, there's community videos, and there's unique visitor videos.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just straight to the point. Sometimes it's like, hey, I'm going to make a dick off video. And I know that it's just for the community, and I will be a little bit more class clowny. Right. And then there's for my sales videos, it's pretty much promoting stuff on Amazon Prime. And it's the stuff that like I vouch for. And sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. But at the end of the day, it's like, I got to put content out there. And these are things that I vouch for. It's Inkbird, it's stuff that's withstood the test of time. But since talking to you and Brian, pretty much back in October, my channel's like gone significantly higher because I started going after the unique visitor.
Oh, and
cool. I mean, at the end of the day, like I was pretty burned out, you know how
Yeah.
you know what it is. You know what it's like to,
Yeah.
break your back
Yeah.
for 500 views. You're just like, dude, I would have made way more money just getting a job at Wendy's or some shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So, at a certain point you have to, start getting conversions, and my only way to do that was to go after grain to glass unique visitor videos. So I pretty much just copied the brew show and the homebrew challenges template like verbatim. Just put a video out once a week.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what it does matter, but just to get them to click is a completely different viewership or psychology than you would think, because if you're like, hey, I got 50,000 subscribers or I got 50,000 Instagram followers, I just posted something. How come 50,000 people didn't watch it? It's like, well, because they saw it, but there's also 8 other videos that showed up. Here's Bill Murray with Dan Aykroyd talking about Ghostbusters, and here's some cat just ate shit. So they click on that. It's like, boom. Yeah, it's like your average view rate or your click-through rate just went from 100 to 50%. It's like your class. It's like every teacher starts you out with an A+. Like, where do you end up at the end of the semester? So everyone starts out with 100% click-through rate, which is how many times people click on your video per 1,000 impressions. And that 1,000 impressions could be recommended videos, it could be a link, it could be your homepage, it could be embedded on Facebook, Twitter, whatever. And at the end of the day, you're like, damn, dude, my CTR was like 4%. That means YouTube tried to throw it out there 1,000 times and only 4% of the people clicked on it. It's like, well, you're competing with everything. So that's where I kind of started copying the homebrew challenge, where it's like, just call it Belgian triple and then just have an outtake video.
Yeah.
If I do West Coast short braised rib, it could be the best video I've ever done, but just by calling it that, no one's going to click on it except the people that watch all of your videos.
Yeah.
But if you call it West Coast Hazy IPA and it's the dumbest video ever, it's going to get way more views.
Yeah. Yeah. True. This video that I'm hoping to make with you guys is going to be a dumb goofball screwing around.
West Coast IPA.
Not trying to, I mean, if we brew an IPA of some sort, it's definitely just naturally going to do better, which I think is probably going to be what we're going to end up doing. Unless we do this cream ale and actually put it on a nitro, I think that could go well. But really, I'm just looking to have fun, man, and just.
We're gonna have a blast. We're gonna have a blast. We're gonna have a blast.
Hopefully some funny stuff will happen. I'm sure it will.
Ross
is gonna be here, confirmed with him today. He'll be here all day. So Emmett's gonna be here all day.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
We got the all-star crew. This is crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I'm coming back, but I want to hear a story about your guys' day-to-day 9 to 5 stuff. I'll be right back.
There was a brief moment where I was
quarter.
on the fence of whether or not it was a good idea to ask for autographs, but I was like, I don't think we're there yet, so I don't think I will. But there was a brief moment where I was like, do I ask for autographs? Like, is that a thing? Is that something that like I can just ask them to sign signs? I don't know if that's a good idea necessarily, but there was a brief moment where I was like, is that something I can do?
You want who? Do you want to sign? Us to sign an autograph?
There was a moment, yeah. I mean, where I was like, maybe I'll like send like a bottle or like a bucket or something to get some autographs on from everybody.
That's funny. I ran into a guy at this local bar the other day, and he's like, "Man, are you like the dude from the videos?" And it kind of caught me off guard, and I don't know. He seemed to be like a little nervous to talk, just like to say something, but he maybe just has general social anxiety. I could probably have a little bit of that on my own, but I was just thinking, dude, like I'm just a normal guy, man. Like I'm just a normal dude who happens to make videos for the internet. But yeah, man, this is gonna be a really good time. I'm trying to think of it's always good to have some like shenanigans kind of. Like not pre-planned, but what do we want to do?
For sure.
Like when Ross and I did a video with Martin a while back, and Ross and I we just love to play. We love to hacky sack, so we basically just like played footbag hacky sack for half the day while we completely botched a brew day.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, I have a slack line. It's gonna be cold, man. Like there's gonna be snow on the ground. And it might even be snowing. I have a slack line. Do you know how to slack line? You know what I'm
No,
talking
but
about? Okay.
I did go through a rock climbing phase, so like I know what it is,
Okay.
but I've never done it.
Yeah, I have a slack line. I could set that up. That could be, somebody would definitely get injured, which would be great for views, I'm sure.
For sure. I'm down.
Yeah.
In the snow? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Slack the app?
Dude,
Slack
so
climbing.
yeah. I was saying it's always like nice to have something pre-planned, as like a theme for a video. And we did played hacky sack primarily for like an entire brew day for a video we did with Martin, and I'm asking Justin if he knows how to slackline. I was going to ask you the same.
No.
Set something like that up.
You guys did that for your hard seltzer video.
Oh yeah, we had it set up during the herd sale. So the idea was like that wasn't supposed to be in the video necessarily. We got it, like the week before that, and we started. I've done it, I'm not that great at it, but I can do it. And so Ross just started learning how to do it. And the idea was like, okay, let's learn how to do this, and then like get kind of good at it, and then throw it in a video, like drunk slacklining or something. But we never made it that far this summer, so we'll have to get back at it next summer.
I'm going to be at the bar. I'll be filming you guys when you do that. But I've gone to a couple I've gone to a couple rock climbing places with my buddy, and like I felt my knee, like whatever muscles are inside your kneecap, go like. Really right. That was it, man. Sure. I don't get on horses. I don't ride motorcycles, and I don't shoot guns. And as of this conversation, I do not slackline. But I'm down for anything else. I'll go jump off a cliff, 100 feet high. Maybe not 100. Yeah, I'll do 100 if it's you don't have to like clear a tree or anything, but slacklining, I don't know. I'm afraid. But I got a question for Kyle.
Yo.
What do you guys? And I'm not saying this the way that my friends ask me, CH, what do you do all day? Like, what do you do all day? What do you do? As their part-time beer tenders that work 3 days a week, that pretty much just gossip for a living. They're like, what do you do all day? Why do you have to leave? I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like I have to edit at least 5 hours a day. Just like have another beer. I'm like, I wish I could be you kind of, but there's a reality to putting out content. Anyway, like what do you like take me through a week at Clawhammer. Are you in that studio on Monday? Are you with Emmett? Where's the warehouse? Do you only see Ross on the weekends?
Yeah, you'll kind of get a good feel for it when you hear, but yeah, I mean, Emmett's been working from home for, how long has it been now? Like 3 years?
We're coming on 3 years.
10 years? I mean,
don't get me started.
Emmett's been working from home. So, I see Emmett a couple times a month if I'm lucky. And we typically are just like, we get together and brew, but we talk on the phone all day, and we're texting back and forth and emailing back and forth all day about stuff. I have 2 video editors that, actually I have 3 video editors. 2
full-time guys?
2 are full-time and 1's part-time. Yeah. And so it doesn't seem like we probably output that much content relative to the video editing capacity that we have. But we do stuff on multiple different, multiple channels. And like this also includes like website updates, and those guys work on other stuff as well. Like I used to, I don't know, man, I've gone through different phases where like when I started the business, like I did absolutely everything, including make all of the stuff I sold. And like, that's how we survive as a business. We make products and we sell products. We don't like we don't really do merch like you do. And we don't really have, do Amazon stuff.
That blows my mind, by the way.
We probably should, but, so a lot of my day to day is, I don't know, like being the owner of the company, I tend to do stuff I do not want to do, but I have to do it because I'm the owner of the company. What I really want to do is hang out and brew beer and screw around and come up with funny shit to put in the videos. And, I'd love to just create like an hour-long NBC trailer if I could every single day. Like that would be awesome.
We're talking.
Yeah, dude.
Now we're cooking with grease.
But, it's like today, man, I was just trying to finish up this kegerator and just phone calls, emails, video editor questions, I mean, all kinds of stuff. You know, you run a business like this, and you're talking to like freaking lawyers and accountants, CPAs, like tax shit. It's all, you know, so it's just a lot of just. It's just, dude. I just to be completely honest, man. It's like loosely controlled chaos. It's basically like my day-to-day existence.
I couldn't do your job.
Just trying to stay alive.
And that's a compliment. I couldn't do your job. I couldn't do your job. I tried to get 3 guys to come over here and pay, I pay them $50, $75 to say 10 lines, and they cook food, get drunk, and then we go out and I pay for the bar tabs. And I have a hard time with them flaking on me half the time. I was like, I'm just at the point where like, just it's up to you. Like, I love having people over making the videos. I hate that I have to do some of them by myself, but just shut off all emotion and just do the fucking video and save a ton of money. But the way you're talking, like take me through, if someone buys an order from Clawhammer, how does it go? If someone buys it online, I buy one right now. How does the supply chain go? How's the fulfillment?
So like that, part of that happens automatically. So, just say like you buy a system, like, Justin bought a system. The order goes in the queue. We get an email notification. It shows up in our e-commerce software, and then most importantly, our shipping guy, who's actually in Colorado, that order goes into our shipping software. So Derek is my first employee. This is a great story. We don't have the time for this, but
there we do. Josh, you good?
Oh, I'm good. I'm listening. I'm all ears.
Let me tell you what happens.
I'm all beer.
Let me tell you what happens, and as quickly as possible to tell you how I found Derek.
Short story long.
Short. Right. So like the order goes in our shipping queue. Derek, who is my first employee, he's been with me for like 10 years, probably almost. He shows up in the morning. So Colorado time, he'll show up in the morning. He opens our shipping software, and there's a ton of orders in there. And he just starts, pulling stuff off the shelves, putting shipping labels on stuff, and sets it aside, waits for the UPS man or FedEx, USPS to show up, and then he goes back to like building stuff. So we have like one dude in a warehouse in Colorado, and now we have like 2 warehouses in Colorado because we outgrew our primary space and spilled over into another one. We only like have people in one of them though. Derek does like everything, man. We bring in part-time people when we get really busy over the holidays, but this one dude, Derek, if you bought anything from Clawhammer Supply at any point ever, Derek has like shipped it out, been part of it. He built it, packed it, shipped it out. So like that's how that part happens. Then, Emmett also gets an email notification that something's been shipped out. If you have any questions, if you have a phone call, an email, any kind of communication to us, Emmett gets that.
He's got a lot of good compliments.
It works out really well. Everybody loves Emmett. He's great at his job. Like, and that's not the only thing Emmett does. Like, Emmett's job is insane, dude. The only job worse than mine is Emmett's. Emmett's job is bad.
But you guys are best friends, right? You guys were drinking beers in college. That's a weird thing. Like, most people don't want to, business, pleasure, friends, family. Like, you guys are still doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it works out really well. So Emmett is, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. And I don't mean this to sound like bad, but Emmett in just college, man, it was unclear what his future was going to be in college. Like, he was a wild man.
Sounds like
dude
me.
Was just crazy, and he drank a lot. Really,
Emmett is mythical. Emmett is mythical as a T-shirt. That's a T-shirt.
He's also a very
Eddie would go.
Man.
Forget it. Emmett is mythical. I'll put it right over my Eddie would go bumper sticker.
Yeah. So anyway,
Emmett is going.
If you have asked me like, 15, whatever, 20 years ago, or however long it's been ago since I met Emmett now, would you ever hire Emmett to like work for you? And I would say, fuck no.
Right.
And especially if it had anything to do with alcohol. Emmett, yeah. No way, dude. No way.
Let alone distilling.
He's put a lid on it though. But Emmett, man, he is smart.
That's good.
I mean, he's like, unfortunately for Emmett, man, he's like you know how there's like a straight man in comedy and like, you know, everyone just has their sort of role that they fit into.
Absolutely.
You know, he just has, you know, like naturally he just has like I don't know what you would describe it as. Like he's
He's
kind of a
got the
punching
it.
bag of sorts in our videos.
I
You
don't know what it is, but he's got it. It's the
we
it.
kind of we kind of play him up as like Emmett's just says like kind of out there wacky things and but dude, Emmett is so smart, man, and he keeps track of so much stuff in his head. I don't know how he does it. So he's kind of so like here's how it works. Like I'm kind of like the ideas person, and you know, like let's take things this direction. We're gonna make videos. And
Emmett's the action.
Gonna, you know. And then Emmett actually fucking does it. Like Emmett does the thing. You know, hey, I want to sell this thing. I want to create a new product. All right. And Emmett's like, cool, I'll make it. And then he makes it.
Could you do, I've got 3 questions for you. Could there be 2 of you or 2 Emmets? Would Clawhammer be a thing, or do you have to have the balance? Ideas and execution, or 2 ideas or 2 executions could have.
There's probably enough of me already. There'd probably be need like another Emmett. And that's just saying like he does so much work, man. We could use another Emmett.
Emmett IPA, man. Emmett IPA.
Emmett IPA, the myth, Emmett, Elf Emmett, the myth, the legend.
I got questions for you. I want to be where you're at, and I just want to be where you're at, not as a brand.
Me?
Yeah. As far I do this for a living, so I'm trying to find inspiration, and you know, just like you know, we know like it's out there. Like if there's channels that have been doing this for 10 years, it's humanly possible. It's humanly possible.
Sure. You mean you just want to like make a really like just so I understand what you're saying.
What I'm saying is the more videos, the harder I work on YouTube, the less stressful it all gets. And like where Just is at right now, I'm telling him to sign up for a membership. Like before you came on, not a membership. He should set up memberships. And I said this: any channel that's under 100,000 subscribers, I will do your membership on YouTube, like the emoji loyalty badge thing.
Oh, gotcha.
Bigger channels don't need that. But you know, 2, 3, 4. What's up?
You do that? You do memberships?
I think I might, but
yeah,
it's some guys have it where it's like $10, $30, $50, and then what's their bonus content? It's just like selfies with like Florida Brewing, or like it's like this isn't. I would do something like $1.99 or $2.99. I'm not going to make money off that, but like people get. What's up?
I was my first thought when you said, you know, chart, you know, do the membership thing.
Taco Bell value menu.
I would love to have like a $1 thing where it's just.
I don't think it goes that low.
That tells me you want to support, but like, you know, that tells me what I need to know.
I went out to dinner with the Brew Show on Saturday. He came down. He's looking for houses. I said that you know, I talked a lot of shit about Patreon in the beginning when I first started doing BrewTube because I didn't like the idea of it. But I was like, you know what? You know who needs? I mean, you know, Patreon's Patreon. Whoever wants to support you. But if the channels under 1,000 or 2,000 had more love, they would keep going more. And that's the hardest thing to do. The hardest thing you could ever do on YouTube is get 1,000 subscribers.
And then keep
going. Right. The first, like they say that about money, the first 1,000 or million's the hardest. It's the truest thing ever. I've never, you know, made $1,000 before. But it's like, what's those little things that keep anybody from quitting? Skateboarding, graphic design, computer programming, YouTubing, video editing. It's like, what are those little things, that good comment, that $5, that $4, that $3, that this bucks? You could learn, you know, I watched some YouTube videos. These guys have, you know, 100 subscribers. Like I still sit through it and I was like, okay. Like Matt Ushman, he's just getting going. You know, it's like, dude, I learned a lot from his channel. And
yeah, good channel.
He's married, you know, he's got a real job. It's like, I would never be able to put out content if
it's hard, man. It's
time consuming.
You know, I'm in the same boat. I'm married. I've got a full-time job, and YouTube and brew tubing definitely feels like my part-time job. I mean, I spend probably 10, 15 hours a week editing. Probably far more than that sometimes. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with it now. I mean, comfortable is probably not the right word, but I'm getting more used to it. I'm getting more efficient with it now.
Yeah, I know. You're not getting as frustrated.
Yeah, I mean, there are moments where I'm like, Dude, you're telling me I have 3 videos to edit? I've been like recording
Yeah.
for a month now, and I have like, all this going on. And
That
it's nice to have. I'd rather have footage than not have footage.
that's what I'm
But
saying though. Like if you had, an extra subscriber thing where everyone gave you $5 a month, or a membership thing, or a Patreon, it makes sense. Which I don't know. Which the two things that bummed me out about Patreon was like Louis C.K. comedians or whatever. It's like you don't need a Patreon that gives you $200,000 extra more a month. Like you made it. Like that's fine. You're kind of whatever. People want to donate to you. That's fine. And then there was the people that were like, here's bonus content, and it's just like a selfie. You're like, that's not bonus content. That's not bonus content. But like I told Trent, I was like, hey, if you do a Patreon, you should do a Patreon. What does Trent make? I don't want to know what Trent makes, but I could probably guess what he makes a month, and it's not worth the time he's putting into it. If you made a Patreon, you could make anywhere from, I don't know, we'll call it $300 to $1,500 extra a month, and that could keep you going on YouTube forever. And that,
I mean, at least my thing, I am fortunate enough to be able to pay for my hobby without needing or wanting to make money. That's why I donate every single dollar of my channel. I make negative dollars on my YouTube channel.
it's like that for a long time.
Putting videos to YouTube, straight up. I'm not even gonna lie to you about it. I lose money, but I don't care. I mean, to a degree.
I care.
Thousands of dollars, right? It may be my Streamlabs Premium or whatever it's called, like Streamlabs Pro, costs like $25 a month. So that's 25. If you count my recipes, whether or not I was a YouTuber as well, I would be spending probably something like this amount of money every beer anyway. So
playing golf, yeah,
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I lose money. Every video I upload, every beer I brew, I'm losing money. But I don't care. I mean, to a degree, not that I mean, I'm not losing hundreds of dollars, right? I'm not losing thousands of dollars. But my channel probably costs. With if you were to count like buying the recipes, I probably spend $100 to $200. If you don't count like keeping my lights on, right? Like making sure when I plug my keys in,
No, we're not counting that.
It probably cost me $100-$200 a month. There are recipes that cost like a lot more than others, like my Imperial IPA. That was the most expensive beer I've ever brewed ever, and it was nothing like it was nothing like Genus's lobster beer, but that was an expensive beer. That was 20 pounds of grains and 1 pound of hops.
That was a silly video. That was a silly video, though.
I but I mean, I got the beer I wanted, and I wasn't trying to make money off of it. So like, I don't care. Like spending the money, I already spent it. Like whether or not the video gets 1 trillion views or whether it gets 3 views, I don't care. I don't care how many views it gets.
Right.
I got the point. I got my point across. I got the video I wanted out of it. I got the beer I want out of it. I don't care. So like when it comes to certain dollar amounts, I'm just gonna give it away. Someone else needs it more than me. So like when
I like it.
Garrett Hunt like donated all that money and said to donate the rest of like what the 175 you gave me, like donate the rest to
that's going to Asheville.
Oh yeah, no problem. No, without a hesitation, instantly it was done. Like I didn't do it that moment, but it got done. So like I mean I didn't need someone else needed that 150, that $100 more than me.
No, I got it.
I have no problem giving that away.
Right on, man. Kyle, what's the most money you've ever spent on a YouTube video? And if you don't want to answer this,
you don't even want to know.
$1,000?
I mean, oh, dude.
That wet hot video.
Because what are we talking about? We're talking about 2 labor guys. We're talking or 2 production guys.
Let's just talk about like my time, Emmett's time. A video editor's like shooting all the editing that goes into a video.
Right.
Not the equipment, nothing else. But like, let's be honest. Like we have an entire office that we use and we built an entire set for shooting videos, and I pay a mortgage on it. So easily, just for a single video, and like they average $2,000 plus per video for us to make a video, and I'm not kidding, I'm not joking.
I mean, having that studio, that's a whole other cost. Like me, I do it in my garage.
What up, Gnome?
Like whether I use my garage for my videos or not, like I have to pay to use the garage. So I mean, I might as well brew in my garage. I might as well record in my. I'm not gonna rent a space, to brew my videos.
GarageBand, baby. YouTube's the new GarageBand. I fucking love it. I got a question. Yeah, it's pretty much impossible for you to answer that question. Like I know $300-$500 tops for homebrew fly video, but it's different because these guys come over for like a Venmo quick fix, and I look at the receipt at the end, and then I'm like, whatever. And I don't pay myself. That's obviously without 20 hours of free editing labor. So that's that. I got a question for you, Kyle. What are you more proud of, your YouTube success or your brand success? I know the brand obviously is the bigger, it's what the bottom line, but the YouTube channel, there's not too many channels on planet Earth with 100,000 subscribers. What are you more? What's more unconditional value?
I mean, the brand, like the equipment, the brand, the distillation equipment, brewing equipment, that's what allows us to make the YouTube videos and, create that kind of content. But that's what we like. That's what's most fulfilling to me. Fulfilling is just making videos and putting those videos out and then getting feedback on them. And I get messages all the time from people who are like on Instagram. Justin just posted a post on Instagram today. Check out his Instagram of a black IPA that he made on using our system. I don't know if it was our black IPA recipe, but watching people getting the feedback that you get when people enjoy what you make, and you're having fun making it and people are having fun watching it. The YouTube videos are just like, for me, that's super fun. But the equipment and like the brand that we've built and the portfolio of stuff that we have to offer, like that's a really important part of it too. And not just to keep the lights on. I mean, like, we're proud of that as well, of course. Like, I think our system's awesome. I mean, I know there's a lot of competition out there these days, but I think it's equally good.
What do you, and for both of you guys, Kyle, where you're on it, like, do you feel better if it's like, hey, we did a good production week, we did good in sales, or do you feel better if like you got like that's the YouTube video that I wanted, like that, like you put out what? Couple hundred videos, you're like, videos are better than others, you stare at it, there's editing, like that's the way I molded it in my head, that was perfect. What's a better feeling? Because for me, it's I make money or whatever, that's fine, but if I have a video where I'm like, that's exactly how I planned, that's a better feeling. And it's
Dude, I never look at our sales. I look at them,
that's awesome,
periodically, but I just I don't look at sales really hardly ever, unless we're just fucking crushing it, like we're kicking
something's
ass
different.
It's fun to like, oh wow, like we're crushing it right now, but and that's just like fun to keep tabs of like how things are going. But if things are just
that's
kind
awesome,
of going average or even below average, I never look at sales, man. I'm focused on how many people are watching our YouTube videos, how many people are on the website, how many people are on Instagram, and it's this weird, like, I don't know. But that's a function of, did you do a good job making the thing you were trying to make?
Right.
Did you make a cool video? Was it funny? Was it engaging? Did people learn something from it?
Thanks, Theron.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Theron says all of our videos make him laugh. That's a great compliment. Just, what about you? What do you feel better, man? Like uploading a video or getting that guaranteed paycheck? Like what's more fulfilling in your life?
At least as a brew tuber, I mean, I don't make any money off of my channel. I don't get enough donations or.
But just getting the video out, like you got it done, the beer turned out good. That's what I know that. I know that Kyle makes way more money.
I mean, as a brew tuber, yes. Like my
Hail Mary out into the world.
What I do is having the beer. Yeah, I would say that the videos definitely like. I mean, it's one thing to brew the beer, but it's another thing to bring it to life, like to describe the beer and make it. No one's drinking the beer. CH, you mentioned it in one of your videos when you're doing a tasting, you can straight up lie. You can absolutely lie to the camera and no one would know. I personally wouldn't do that, but I definitely get enjoyment out of drinking the beer and it tasting the way I wanted it to. Like, okay, well, when I looked up the hop profile for this hop, it said I would taste these flavors. Personally, I taste those flavors. I can discern that I can taste the citrus, I can taste the melon. Like I can get that out of it, and that to me means a lot more, and uploading a video about it does feel good.
Like you got your thumbnail, like the links. Like sometimes in the beginning, I would upload a video. And it's like I'm not even gonna put what's in the description. It was a food video. Like they're like, where's the recipe? I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like I can't look at this anymore. It's just out there. It's just out there. Like we got it done. Like that part of it. Just like it's just in the universe.
Where, I don't know. There's a balance for me, at least me personally. There are certain videos where I will just not upload. I mean, maybe not so much now, like, because, since the last conversation we had, I'm more willing to upload a video just because now. But, like, I'm not going to upload it if I can't back it personally. Like, I've probably scrapped 10 videos, 10, 20 videos, or where I was like, this is what I want to upload, or this is what I think will happen. And then it just not go the way I wanted it to. I mean, I brought over a photographer friend of mine who is he's a photographer, he's a videographer, maybe not by trade, but it's his passion, and I think he's good at it. So I was like, you know what, come over, I want you to help me and give me pointers, and I want you to record my video, and I want you to like do these things so that I can like see what it looks like from a passionate point of view, because I do enjoy videos, I do enjoy uploading videos, but I wouldn't say that I'm passionate about it.
Right, but
so I would definitely like to see what it looks like if someone is like, oh, I know exactly what to do. Everything I do is mostly out of convenience or off the cuff, where I think it will look good, or it looked good last time, or I don't know any better. So I mean, some of the things I'm doing, they're very amateur, very rookie, and maybe my take on it. But I brought someone over and was like, I want your expertise, because you put your 1,000 hours in. Like, I have not. Like, I want you to tell me what I'm doing wrong. And I still scrapped the video because it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to.
That's your problem. Scrapping the videos is your biggest problem. It's your biggest problem. We have this ongoing conversation where you're like, the recipe isn't ready yet. Dude, don't just make the beer and talk about why it's bad if it's bad. I went through this, bro. I went through this.
No problem saying it's bad or like what I would change, but if I wouldn't watch the video, I'm probably not going to upload it. Like if I wouldn't sit there and watch myself talk about it, like, no, like there are moments where
I used to do it, dude. I used to do it too.
I'm pretty picky. I'm pretty picky, but I think that's a good thing. I think that's kind of a good thing to a degree. Like
it's
uploading
not
a video is definitely important, but if I think it's too low quality, I won't upload it.
Yeah, but people are still going to learn a tutorial why it sucked or not. People are still going to learn what not to do. What not to do is still a tutorial. Like, don't do this. Yeah, so I used to scrap every video. I was like, damn, this beer sucked. We have to throw it out. Damn, I was like, I had it backwards. I was like, does it really suck? Just talk about things you should change. Go back, like, okay, let's take 2 steps back. Let's rewind. And then I was like, hey, this beer is really bad. This Lallemand Philly Sour Dry Yeast sucks. It's like, let's just say it sucks. But we got to put out content.
On my channel, I have a series called Lesson Learned. Okay. It's essentially that, where I will say, hey, like the point of me uploading this video is because I learned something. Usually it's because something went wrong. For instance, like I tried to do a double hazy double IPA, where it was, I mean, exactly that. It was an IPA, as a hazy IPA, but it was supposed to be a double hazy IPA. But I think I dry hopped too high of a temperature. It was like 95 degrees when I dropped the hops in there. The beer did not turn out great. And I was like, you know what? I'm still going to upload the video, but instead of saying I'm uploading the video because this is a good beer, this is a bad beer. And I learned that you shouldn't dry hop that high. You shouldn't, leave your fermenter open for however long. Like, it's definitely a point to get across. And I have no problem shedding light on some of those issues, but there are moments where I was like, you know what, it's the lighting wasn't the way I wanted it to be, and in order to fix it in post, it would be more effort than I'm willing to put in. So like, I'm not gonna upload that video. I probably have 3 of those where it was just I'm too picky on the lighting.
No, I got you. That's why you gotta have
audio isn't good. It's just not a good upload.
Got it. Got a question for probably both of you again. If you got approved for only a $300,000 loan, where would you live? on the, Tennessee, Florida, South Carolina side? What cities?
Yeah, we were talking about this, texting back and forth about this earlier. I would definitely check out Charleston.
Over Johnson City or Knoxville or Chattanooga or...
I mean, like, well, personally, I'm into kiteboarding, so I would love to be by the ocean. I would love to be closer to the ocean than I am. But I don't know what kind of stuff you're into, man. If you're into like ocean stuff, I'd just assume you are, since you live
a lot of Twitch,
on the ocean
internet,
now.
YouTube.
Yeah. Well, then you should move to Akron, Ohio. You could probably buy a fucking mansion there for
Is that where it's
a third
at?
of that. Akron, you should move to Akron, Ohio. Emmett will set you up with some of his buds there.
Okay. And I know everywhere in Texas is pretty much like capped out at around $500,000 these days. Dallas.
Yeah, you're not going to find a $300,000 home in most parts of Texas these days. I mean, yeah, you're looking at $400,000 and $500,000 for more than reasonable houses. I mean, to a degree, like you can probably still find something out there, but if you're looking for a 3-bed, 2-bath with a nice front yard and backyard, 15 minutes from downtown, you're going to be looking at $500,000 like easily, just because
don't have
just
that.
Because you want nice things. Like
I'll
that's just
never
how
have
it is
that.
in Austin.
No, I appreciate that, fellas. I'm gonna hit the head. I'm gonna come back. Let's do some goodbyes, and
Wait.
I'm gonna sign you guys off with a proper Irish goodbye. That's it. Have a good. No, I'm just kidding. I'll be right back.
That's a good one. Yeah, man. I was thinking of like funny. I don't know if you watch many of like Homebrew for Life videos, Justin, but I like how we used to do this. We don't really do it so much anymore. But like, CH will put the name of a person who's up there, and then he'll like put a fictitious title down below. And
yeah, no, I've seen him do that a few times. I like some of the hijinks and shenanigans that CH gets into. I did. I should have asked. I didn't end up uploading the video, and I'm glad I didn't. But there was one time where I sat back and did a you know how some of his videos he'll open with today we're gonna. I like as a joke tried to figure out like 6 that I could essentially like make like a mock Homebrew for Life intro. And I knew that not every single one of my viewers would get that. I figured most would, because a big portion of my audience is also. I mean, that's just kind of how it works in an industry like this, a community like this.
Well, Paul
it's not a bad
Bruce
thing by any means, but I like sat back and tried to do like 6 or 7. Today we're gonna.
Yeah.
I couldn't do
what
it.
are we
I don't know
talking
how he
about?
does it, man.
You guys talking
I
shit?
I don't know how he does
Good.
it.
Just
CH,
yeah.
CH, I was saying this. I was kind of thinking of some like stuff to throw into this next video, right? That we're gonna do together. And we used to do this. We don't do it as much anymore, but you consistently do it. You'll throw up like the name of the person in the video, and then you put a fictitious title down below.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
So
Maury's like a failed Olympic pro skater or something. Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
580
and,
credit score.
Yeah. Anyway, I was thinking. Yeah, I was just kind of thinking about like thinking to myself ideas, and like I was just imagining the two of us on screen, and you saying the Irish goodbye made me think of this. I was thinking like Kyle leaves parties early. CH refuses to leave parties.
We need to sit down. I'm gonna come back to Asheville actually the following weekend, and we're gonna just sit down and we're just gonna. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. But I feel like if we just sat down and just wrote and bounced ideas off, the way we, what factors we have in our YouTube videos, I think we could come up with something that would be somewhat entertaining or obnoxious. I don't know. That's kind of the gamble of putting yourself out there.
That's true. Yeah.
But like, I don't know, me, you, Just, Emmett, today, everyone says one word. Today, but in the same spot. I don't bring the vest or something. Today, we are going to kick it off in the mandatory beer chug. I don't know. I don't know.
It's you. Who knows, man? Something's gonna happen. I know.
I think there's some sparks that are gonna fly. Yeah.
I got
there was one while we were doing one of the other hoppy hours, someone mentioned like potentially doing like it was essentially a group brew day, but everyone, unbeknownst to each
I
other,
remember that.
brings one ingredient. For instance,
Oh, what was his
Warhammer
name?
supplies the grain, right? That you guys,
Sure.
between the three of you, or however many decision makers there are, you each collectively select one grain.
He's not around. I know what you're talking about, Jess.
CH bring the hops, and for instance, I bring the yeast, and like we just find a way for each one of these, like each person to add a little bit to this beer, and just see how it turns out. It may not be good, but like, what happens if you bring, like, you know how many the saying for too many hands in the cookie jar? What happens? What
Yeah,
happens?
right.
If you have,
Too many cooks
10
in the
hands
kitchen?
The beer cookie jar,
Too
where
many
like
cooks.
everyone picks one little thing.
Too many
like, what
barrages in the
happens
corny
if you
keg?
What happens if you do that?
Who knows?
Who knows,
knows?
man?
Who
No,
knows?
this weekend's gonna be fun. I'm so stoked, man. I'm so stoked. We're coming up on 3 hours. This is crazy. This is probably the longest one. I'm gonna not delete because I know after 3 hours it gets kind of, we start talking silly shit. I want to give a huge shout out to Jess. Obviously, Jess, who's the main guest who was on tonight. Kyle was putting us up this weekend. We're gonna have a blast. We're gonna have burlesque. Bowser.
Bowser Burlesque.
We're gonna create our own burlesque show. It's gonna be like that last scene from Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo. But want to give a big shout out to everyone who's here tonight. What's up, Hell Brews? He's here. Did we get 800 subscribers for Just tonight? We got to be damn close. You know, here's the thing. If I leave this up in the morning,
close, but as I mentioned, I'm not the only brew tuber here. So
you're the brew tubers on. I try to get yeast in the barrage on, man. But every time I try to get yeast on, he stops paying his phone bill that month, and everything craps out. But what do we got? 768. All right, we got 17 tonight. We'll see how it is in the morning. Elementary's still here. Much love, man. Just thank you. Kyle, thank you. I'm out of here. Thank you, guys.
Cool. Yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys.
All right.
See you this weekend. We'll see. We'll actually be in each other's physical presence for the first time ever.
Bojangles.
It'll be really, really cool.
Bojangles.
Bojangles, baby.
I'm down. I love good chicken. I'm super down.
As long as there's no tomatoes on it and it's not like one of those everything's vegan places, we're going. And I'm buying. We're gonna go out to dinner and we're gonna eat good, eat drinking. And you know why? Because it's Garrett Hunt's dollar.
Yeah, I guess that'll be cashing in here. I guess by now, huh?
I not telling you, man. I put like $1,000 aside for us to. We have to hit that $1,000. We got to buy T-shirts and tchotchkes and bullshit. It's gonna be like Dumb and Dumber. Like, here's your $20. Here's your. I don't know, but we'll live good, man.
I can't wait.
Can't wait either. I'm out of here. I'm gonna go run in the morning, so I'm gonna go and smoke some weed and play Final Fantasy VII. Thank you guys,
Nice.
And everyone have a good night.
All right, man.
Good
See you
night,
guys.
everybody.
All right.
See you guys this weekend.
Later, guys.